Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Brickstop Live. I'm your host, Jason, and we have a co-host. Of course, not a co-host; it's the co-host, uh, Jim with Retro Space Codes.
Happy to be here. Black
Yeah.
Knights. It's a big show.
Black Knights all the way. We got the chat already blowing up. I'm gonna say hello to you guys in just a second. How are you doing today? This evening, I should say, for you.
Well, yep. I hope you're having a lovely morning. I can see that sunny aura. It's a bit darker this end, but it's been a lovely day. First day back after a week off, so always a heavy one, but all going according to plan. Can't complain. Certainly excited to talk in detail about what, in my opinion, is the greatest castle faction. Just got an edge on some fantastic other ones, but this is the one for me.
Yep, Black Knights. I subtitled this "The Best Faction." I think on the the YouTube video here. So, yeah, it's my favorite. There's some close ones, like you said. I mean, anything from this time is pretty much up there. But Black Knights is probably my favorite faction. If I had to pare it down to just one, yeah, man, I think it's Black Knights. There's something about them. So. We got a lot of people in the chat. I'm going to say hey, and then we'll kind of get into it. This is a pretty big theme to cover. I forgot how much was involved in this. So we're going to take some time. We're gonna sit down. I think you said time restraints. You don't really have any.
Off the chain tonight, dude. This deserves. Not that any other faction or theme doesn't deserve it, but I mean, this is close to both of our hearts. Incidentally, those plates have aligned, and and also though, like it's always a bit sticky talking about favorite this, favorite that faction wise, because it's so subjective, and it's what turns you on, and that's what's important. And you should build what makes you happy. There's just legitimate reasons, and there's such a big series of them why this, for its era, for its range, for its introduction of parts, even entertaining as someone I am who entertains the whole Dragon Masters is kind of the natural evolution from this, and we should leave that behind and embrace the dragon. But I just see them as two different factions, and this one always has that edge on me because it's both classic and alludes to what came later as well. It's both in one. It's lovely.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Because Dragon Masters is up there as well. I mean, I'm a big fan. A little goofier though. I mean, you can see I feel like you can kind of see the evolution of the Fright Knights coming into Dragon Masters.
Yeah.
Right. So you can see kind of the funky looking, a little bit more chunky. You got some dragons, you got some fantasy, and then Fright Knights kind of finishes that off for better or for worse.
It makes sense logically. It's like this year is an antagonist faction for the by then beloved Crusaders. The late 80s, we'd had Crusaders, Black Falcons, and here's your next faction. But this time we've got Black Castle Wars. We've got a clear, child-friendly contrast, so you can finally envisage a good guy, bad guy battle. And the castles reflect that as well. It's that obvious contrast. And the inversion of the prince as well. Oh, we'll give you the same prince in the inversion, black on grey or grey on black. So it's just really nicely done from Lego at this time, in my opinion.
For sure. No, I agree. Yeah, it came out in 18. It came out in 1892. No.
1892.
Came out in 1990 or 1988, which is the year I was born. So that kind of tells you I didn't really obviously acknowledge it when it came out because I wasn't. I was 1 or 0.
Yeah.
And then it lasted till 1994. So it's a good long stretch. It's been around for quite a while. And I think the Wikipedia page talking about it said it had appearances all the way into 96, I think, with shields popping up in different sets and things like that. So, but yeah, that's kind of the span we're talking about. So, like you said, it introduces a completely new faction.
Totally.
Castle world. I mean, I guess people would consider Black Falcons to be the bad guys.
Yeah, we had that until then. But it's just they just take that alternate faction mark to another level with this, I think.
Absolutely.
No, I know I've stated the obvious. The castles are black. I get that that's like a very simplistic observation, but I think it's still an important observation because that's a conscious choice from the people who were trying to mold this world for us. And remember, this is a time when the thing that we all love was massively cared about and focused on by a creative team. So it's an important slice of space time for.
I think it's
You know, to
Well,
state
and
the obvious.
And I mean, you can't really understate that it is black because I mean, it's the first time they've done that, right? I mean, everything was gray castles, right? The Guardian of the Gray Castles, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, you got all of that going on, and so yeah, they really stand out incredibly well because of the color changes and choices with the designs. So we got classic style castle. Let's go a bit early,
Let's
but
go.
I always start the chat.
So but shout out to Classic Style Castle. Just made a really nice Black Knights mock, a belfry, lovely belfry set with a hinge in there.
Yeah.
I saw your comment. You said it's sometimes the small ones hit well, and I agree. It was a great little build. So give that a like on Instagram. Shouts out to Classic Style Castle. Another big fan of this action.
Always take a look at his stuff. He's right on the same track as both of us. So
it doesn't matter if you're not either, by the way. It doesn't matter if you're not. Like, I welcome like Forest men are like nipping at the heels of this in terms of iconicism for me. So like it's not like it doesn't matter. It's subjective, but for today we're going to celebrate them because they're massive, and that's not mistakable.
Fair enough. Yeah, we're gonna take the time. So yeah, as far as time goes, this might be a little longer of an episode. My time restrictions. Yeah, my time restrictions. I had some commitments, and then that got cleared up, so I don't need to do anything.
The stars have aligned for us to discuss.
We're in it for the long haul. So Chris Jones says best castle faction by far. We got Trick Bricks. Good morning and good evening. Also, go take a look at his Jungle Ruins video on YouTube.
It's amazing. I'm building it.
Yeah. And he's got the instructions for that too, which he and I talked about that a little bit during the instruction phase while he was working on that, and we shared the agony of putting those together for a larger build.
It's so fun, but it's perfect for me. That is because I haven't got much Johnny Thunder stuff. I haven't got all the hieroglyphic panels and all that. It's one area I'm missing, but I have got Johnny. I have got Sam Sinister. I have got a lot of those Aztec dudes. So that's something I can do. So that's cool, man. So thanks, Trixbix, for making such ace stuff.
Yeah. We got Bricktivity. Hooray. I remembered today. It looks like a good topic. You got Black Knights this time. So I'm glad you're here with us. General Tron, I'm here. Finally made it early enough for live. Yeah, we got everybody. Like last week, we were a half an hour early.
Yeah, I know, it threw everything.
And nobody, there's like two people. They're like,
my bad. That's totally my fault. I apologize. Oh, it's my dog's fault actually. But I'll take the blame on that one.
And now we've got like a bunch of people early in the chat, just ready to go.
Best castle faction ever. True.
And is and will ever be. Lorm system in the house. Yeah, we got non-Forestman faction favorite.
See, this is what I'm saying. That Forestmen are nipping at the heels, man. They're sick.
Black Monarch is how I know him. Yeah. Bricks. Chris Jones, just
first wave, the OG wave. That is, mate. That's the one.
Crusaders in the house. I'll give them best castles, but only one faction had a whole kingdom with civilian sets and Forestman tie-ins. Is that that's the
Crusader love?
Crusaders.
Crusader love. Yeah, no, I feel that as well. I'm down with King Richard.
We made it. Andrew in the house. Game Guru could totally use the new Griffin Knights torsos to make new Black Knight customs. In my opinion, I agree. Actually, I was going to bring that up. They are the current scale mail torso. So you can use them wherever scale mail turns up. Maybe swap the arms out. I know people get a little queasy when you're pulling arms off of new torsos and try not to crack the torso. But
just if you want to, there's a nuance. It's forceful, but it's gentle at the same time. It's a little plate where everything meets. It's lovely.
The finesse.
Go wrong. If it's a brittle piece, it's going to break whatever you do. So don't feel any pain.
Black Falcon Micah says Black Knights are okay, I guess. Well, they are. They're no Black Falcons, that's for sure.
No, Falcons are amazing, mate. So they're all amazing. It's all amazing. But these are amazing.
Spacer Nate, you want to read that for me?
Hey, everybody. I never realized how long of a run this had, and I agree. I only had the Black Knight, but he pulled a lot of weight. He did pull that set. See, that is the gift of this whole. We'll talk about it when we get there. But that little set is a killer.
Yep, he'll pop out probably. I think he's in the second slide, but
It's coming.
yeah. So let's jump into the sets. Look, I mean, we got the sets. We got alternates for the three biggest ones. So we're gonna look at alt builds for the three biggest sets. We've got the whole set lineup, which is absolutely insane. I mean, I can't remember exactly how many there are, but there's like
it's bonkers.
It's like over 10 sets for this faction, and then we have both of us have, I think, a nice handful of mocks. So, I mean, we're going to be sitting here for a while looking at all of that stuff. So we're really going to get in depth. I mean, I would say my flagship mock of all time, the one that put me on the map, is Black Knights. So
yeah,
we're going to take a look at that big one later. But yeah, let's get these guys up here. Let's start taking a look. I'm going to rattle off the names of these real quick to get them all in.
Yeah, get them
in our head. Yeah. And then
which side are you starting, mate?
We're going to start at the top here with Dual Defender, the two blue scale mail knights with the double catapult. We're going to start from left to right, going from the top to bottom. And then we have Black Knight's Boat. Nope, that's wrong. I'm just going to read them as I have them listed on my paper.
Yeah.
Black Knight's Boat, obviously, is the boat. The King's Archer is the archer. And we have the Black Knight's Guard Shack with the ghost along the upper right. Sorry, upper right. And then the battering ram. I think it's just called battering ram. So those are the sets here. I was all going to be cool and like do it like you read a book, and then realized I didn't write them that way because I made the slides after or before I had written the list. So those are the names. I had to write the names down for some of these because there's so many. We have another slide with another 4 on it before we get into the big castles. So just take it in.
But there's such great little builds. For me, 1491, the dual launcher one, and the battering ram are the best on there. Look at them all. They're all kind of playful in their configuration and the art. And then look at 1971, the last one that's a bit crispy. Look at the kind of, it's more dramatic, I swear. That scene, he's just kind of operating that battle ram. There's something a bit sort of, it's just oozing a little bit more iconicism than the rest. But that might just be me zoning in on that one. But this is great. There's one that's a bit like the... What's the one called? Oh, it's coming up. It's like
a Dragon Masters one that's similar to this battering ram.
Yeah,
possibly. It has like a little shield on top of it, angled, and it has like a little. It's a little smaller. It's not quite like it, but it's got the shield instead of the plate, the corner plate here. It's got a shield clipped in that same angle, and then I think it's got like spears or something on the front. So it's a smaller set, but kind of.
But no, they're amazing. These are those sets that you just want to just find a crate that from a lot and just open it and it's full of these brand new. That's like the dream, isn't it? I mean, the target piece as well in that one, they're all great. They're all really good. But objectively, I really like 1971. I think it's got a lot of attitude about it, and battering rams are dead plausible little thing to have to go with the castles, especially the way the hinge doors work. You can actually batter them and get through with that and kind of won't knock them off.
Sorry, I'm going to be clicking on the keyboard once.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Yeah, I'm just talking about these sets. There's loads of great things in all of them. Like you could have a couple of 1547, the boat there. You could have a couple of those escorting the sea serpent. That'd be a cool thing for your mock with some reasonably easy to find basic pieces to make that. You make a few of those. Another twin arm launcher. So this will be after the Crusaders twin arm launcher, presumably. So they've done that once, then they've done it again for the Black Knights, which is nice. You get 2 minifigures in that one as well with the blue chainmail, so that's quite nice. That's a bit of a army builder set, cool set, because that would have been quite cheap back in the day. So you could, theoretically gotten a couple of those, few of those, and built up a nice squad of.
Also, sorry, didn't mean to.
No, I just had foot soldiers at the end, and then it's fine. I'd finished, honestly.
No, I'm trying to remember how many more sets came with the blue scale mail. It's very few, isn't it? Are there some in the actual castle itself?
I thought there was one. It's the one in the Dungeon Masters. Is there an archer?
I don't think there are. We're gonna look at them later, but I just remember that being the variant. Like it's the rare variant of the red one, because the red one's used in a couple of different factions, I think. But
it was rarer. You can still get them on the aftermarket. They're not super rare. They're getting rare. Everything Castle's getting rarer by the day. But I tell you, it's rare to get them in good condition. They're always battered up, these blue ones. I don't know why.
Yeah. I remember picking up the little twin arm launcher. That might have been one of the first Black Knights sets I got, actually.
Yeah.
I got that one and the Sea Serpent, I think, pretty around
Okay.
the same time. And these were all, of course, like I said, they came out when I was born in 1988. So I didn't pick up these till I was quite a lot older.
No.
But I also don't, unfortunately, I didn't list them in the time that they came out, really. I mean,
Okay.
so I don't know. Like, I believe, I could be wrong, but I think the Good Guard Shack probably came out after Black Monarch's Ghost, kind of introduced the Ghost to the theme, you know?
Right. So this came after. Yeah. I think a couple of these, again, it's those funny teen number sets that some of them came out here, some of them I'm not so sure.
Mhm.
And the Ghost Shack one, I feel like I would have remembered because this was kind of in my heyday of interest.
Right.
Admittedly, I was more Pirates at the time and Space
Sure.
at the time, but I did still always have an eye on Castle. And
Well, General Tron says, I love how they are so water oriented, which, I mean, maybe these are the Castle Pirates, huh? No.
Well, yeah, I mean, like,
although
again, the mockability, water, grass, you name it, whatever base plate you've got, a couple Black Knights mocking, it'll make sense. They're just so good.
Yeah. Also, like, to be fair, I think they were one of the only, if not the only, castle faction, at least classic castle faction, that had a proper sailboat. Like,
Yes.
the rest of them had, like, there's the King's
Everyone else
Oarsmen,
had
right,
these.
with the little spear guys and stuff.
Yeah, they all had these kind of boats, but they
Yeah.
didn't have anything like the Sea Serpent. That was a one-off, and it had, got that sail.
So that's a good point, actually. They are kind of water oriented. More, you don't think of the Black Knights as a water faction or close to necessarily water, but when you look at the sets and kind of the lore there, I mean,
they're cool. I get third-party printers to make me those sails in different different faction designs on all the time because it's just such a cool size and such a it's not going to be a massive build, but you can still sort of throw a lot of detail if you do the Neo mock thing. They're nice to have. So yeah, I'm a big fan. Sea Serpent was great. We'll get there anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Not gonna lie, had the Black Monarch's Ghost as a kid, and the Black Knight obviously was the best knight between my others, which were the Crusaders and Black Falcons. Yeah, that's Black Knight. The Ghost is so cool. I think Trix actually mentioned that. Yeah, here we go. The Ghost was so cool to get. Yeah, the Ghost.
It was ace.
Yeah,
it was ace.
Yeah.
Turn the lights off.
Yep.
It glows up.
What do we got here? Crusader says Battering Ram has a ballista alt build that's pretty much equally cool.
Amazing.
Man, I should have looked at that. So I'm only including the alt build, like I was saying earlier, for the 3 biggest sets. But a ballista alt build sounds cool. I think you're right. Did you say the Battering Ram was the best one out of this one?
Well, again, I'm just getting that best word again. It's subjective, but my favorite is
that's fair.
I like 1971. It's just got a bit of attitude compared to the others.
I like it.
There's something about it. The minifigs ace, you get the oval shield. It's a bearded piece. You get the bullet helmet, which is rarer than the others in black. Yeah,
I like it. Yeah,
but the concept of it's really useful in your army, and it hasn't got that. Like Die Hard fan will take a couple of those boats, put them with the Sea Serpent, but there's a whole crew of people who think 1547, that boat there's a bit goofy. So to go for the more realistic one that works in the set better, or to go for the twin launcher. That's why I think those two are on a par. But they're all useful.
Oh, yeah.
If you're making a Black Knight section in a diorama or castle, you're probably going to want to incorporate all of this in there in some way. So that, again, you buy one, you get 2. There's a ballista alt model, perfect.
Yep. Lego sets Lego will never make again. What a time to be alive. Well, they are going to Lorem System. They are going to be releasing the Sea Serpent again. So that's going to be a gift of purchase. But we'll get a modern rendition and see how well they do. See if they give it the Forestman's treatment or the
Megisto's treatment. I think it peaked too soon. And
we'll see what happens, man. It's going to be interesting.
Fingers crossed. It'll be a nice one, but
Yeah, but real quick, I like the aesthetic of the Battering Ram a lot. I'm with you.
It's very cool. Very cool.
Something about it. It's definitely
classic Lego pieces used dead nicely.
Yeah.
This is the page, bro.
The one. Look at all these.
Read them and weed.
This is the Black Knight, which we just recently talked about. You got the Black Monarch's Ghost. You got the Sea Serpent, and then you've got what is this one called? Knight's Stronghold, I think, is the one down below here.
That's the one.
And this integrates Black Falcons.
Meant.
You know what? I'm realizing back in the day, they didn't really do a whole lot of here's your knight's castle and here's 5 attacking ones and 5 defending. They kind of were like, here's your castle and here's all the guys that come with it. This is kind of a unique situation with the Black Falcons here. I guess there's Black Falcons in the one up top, the boat as well. But overall, I always kind of considered the Black Knights and the Crusaders to be the biggest, combatants.
Yes.
But
you never know. There was a lot of talk about the black something alliance between the Falcons and the Dragons, and the Sea Serpent, I think, fueled a lot of that sort of talk. There's something, some sort of alliance between the Falcons and the Dragons that was talked about in the community a lot around a few years ago. But I just think that the Sea Serpent 6057 sparks a lot of controversy about those two factions. But what it is just such a great set. I think this was £12 when I had it. I remember having to really bug my dad to get me this because it was like, just get the the Space Police 2, just the little rover.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I love that one.
It was like this or that, and this one was a bit dearer. And he was like, just have the space one, son. And I was like, no, I really want this boat. Come on, Dad, it's pirates, but castle. He's like, bloody 12 quid. Anyway, I got the Sea Serpent, and it was it's so amazing. It was dead fun to build, the Sea Serpent, dead fun to build. Yeah. And it came with loads of minifigs, loads of shields, a flag, a sail. Rare boat gets blue turret parts.
Yeah, it's so unique. Everything about it is so interesting.
I always just took it that the Falcons were just having a stroll and these were pulling up and it was going to be a combat thing. That's why them two are just sort of rushing onto the bowsprit with the crossbows and stuff. It never twigged to me that there'd be any kind of alliance. I think it's the alt builds that sort of play into that, or the other views of this set. Yeah. In this situation, it just looks like the Falcons are on patrol. And there's someone in the water we didn't expect, and it's the Black Knights have taken to the waves. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's again subjective, whatever you want, really, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, I went and looked up a bunch of stuff and kind of did. I wouldn't really call it research, but I googled a bunch of things about these different factions several years ago, and was writing my own unofficial history of the Lego Castle stuff. And I brought it up a couple of times, I think, in different videos, but. What I had going on is a civil war happened during the Falcons. The Falcons had a civil war within their own kingdom, and the Black Knights split from the Falcons. Because there's even mention of a Black Knight as part of the Falcons, earlier on before.
Oh, it was the one with a black plume or something.
He becomes the Black Prince, then becomes the Black Monarch.
It's like Blacktron, the guy who starts to change the color scheme to black and white and goes to make the future generation. Yeah. It's like a parallel thing. I love that.
So you could have that because of the timelines that Black Falcons came out first, of course, and then there was a civil war, divided them into Black Knights and Black Falcons, and then Black Knights really just kind of took off and kind of conquered a lot of the area. Right. But at some point, you're going to have some peace treaties. The land can only handle so much war. And so in my lore, they allied again and commissioned a boat, the Sea Serpent, together. And then they sailed off and actually found the island where the Dragon Masters lived. So that was it was a whole thing. I was writing this whole thing.
That's it. I need to read that. That'd be great. And I think it makes sense. So as the pressure from the Crusaders ramps up, their logical alternative is to band
and again, I mean, I call it the unofficial history of Lego Castle because it's completely just me making stuff up, but trying to align things.
You should write a sequel where they bring the Dragon Masters back to defeat the Crusaders.
Well, that's what it was. So I was going to write up from the Yellow Castle all the way to Fright Night.
But George is going to kill the Dragon Master.
It was supposed to cover from the Yellow Castle to Knight's Kingdom 1. And that was going to be the final, just like the epilogue was Knight's Kingdom 1 with King Leo, and just a little bit of blurb about them after everything else. But the Black Knights or the Dragon Masters eventually would come back to the Lego world, chasing the Sea Serpent back. So they essentially brought the Dragon Masters into Lego Castle, and then were corrupted by the Black Knights. The Black Dragons come out. The whole world is just ruined into and the Crusaders. Yep, the Fright Knights take over everything. The Crusaders join factions and become the Royal Knights, and they try to fight off of
Oh, that's a great link.
the-
Links everyone up along the way.
Fright Nights. Yeah, so it's a whole thing. But I never finished it. I got to the chapter where they discover the Dragon Masters, and then that's where the lore gets really intricate with all the characters, because then you
Like
start actually Willa the Witch and
like
Basil
the Lego.
Battlebird.
Yeah, man, you like the Lego Tolkien out here. You need to finish. You need to finish
I
that
know.
boot, man.
The
Finish
Lego
that.
R.R. Martin.
Yeah. We'll finish that, man. Yeah, but these sets are just great. I definitely had the Ghost one. I think I must have snapped that one up quick. And I think again, these were only like $4.99 sets, maybe $5.99 in Britain anyway. They were cheap. These were like little ones you'd find in a store we had called Woolworths. That was always a couple of quid cheaper than Toys R Us, and they had like limited selection. Sometimes more beast at like alt models that Toys R Us wouldn't carry because they'd be focused on the big ones. So you'd find cool little other sets in there, and that was one of them, that the Black Monarch's Ghost. And I don't think I had the Black Knight at the time. It's one I didn't get. I sort of got the Ghost one because I thought, that comes with a knight and it's got a ghost, not realizing at the time all the special parts the Black Knight had. So I didn't get that. I just got that and the Sea Serpent. But yeah, 6009 Black Knight was a gift, because I don't know what it was about that set, but it comes up so much in the after sales.
Yeah,
you can always get a copy of that if you're willing to spend 15-16 quid on just one minifig and a horse. But if you can get that in good condition, it's a great one to have. I feel like it's like a really iconic one.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just talking over some comment there. I apologize.
No, it was a comment. Oh, it's just Andrew.
Epic lore, and it was. He's right. It's epic lore. You need to finish those works, man.
We'll try one day. We got Michael Casserly says, I have all these sets on this slide. I'm assuming it's this one. That's a great lineup there. I think I do as well. I know I can make the Night Stronghold down here. I know I have all the parts for it. I don't know that I ever got it officially, but I have.
I didn't either.
It for sure.
It's very makeable, especially with it being on those quite, those just long green plates that are quite thin and stuff.
Trick Bricks coming in with 6009. Black Knight was not only my first Castle set, but one of my first sets ever. Such a classic. That is a good one right there.
It really is.
Let's see. Chris Jones. No, was it? Game Guru says, God, I hope the Sea Serpent isn't behind a $200 paywall like those mini castles.
It will be.
It's got to be. There's no way.
It will be. They're not going to give it you. They're not going to make it easy. Just get it. I've got every one of these sets that everyone says. I hope it's not locked behind a paywall. I don't know what it's like in America, but in the UK, from the Forestman all the way up till now, that includes the Blacktron one, that includes the Magistos one. Every time they were about 20 quid on eBay. You could always, there was loads of them on eBay. If you're willing to spend 25 quid on a GWP, then they were on there. So they weren't that hard to get if you were on the pulse at the time and willing to pay that extra five or whatever it was to just get one.
Yeah, I think.
So I'm not dead bothered about the paywall.
Yeah, here it's a little more. I think it was roughly 40 to 45. Now they're closer to 60. I think
they do that. They did that. But now they're all a lot more expensive. But at the time, like the Blacktron one, I think I've got one still boxed for 15 quid or something.
I've got Magisto. I've got a Magisto one still boxed, and I got. I think I might, and I know I had two of the Forestman one, and I got one of the Blacktron one. Yeah, and
that's
a lot of those.
Difficult one not to dip into because it's got the lovely tree parts, so that's a hard one.
Yeah. But it's the Lord of the Rings GWPs that are like $150.
Right. Okay.
Because they're just they're just too hard to get. So. But yeah, it'll probably be behind a paywall. Here's the good thing. Here's the good news. If it is behind a $250 paywall, a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times it's usually a set that's related to it.
Right. So, yes, it is. Yeah.
So there's a potential, to see another castle set that you'll get then this GWP with. Who knows?
There's Serpent's Castle that was hinted in the back of the Horse Knights, maybe.
That would be in Creator.
It would have been Creator round.
Yeah, that's a Creator one. I think this will be in Icons. It'll probably be a large castle set in Icons, something like the Medieval Village or another castle, since they're retiring the Lion Knights castle. So, I mean, yes, that'll be a disappointment if you have to spend that much to get this little gift with purchase, but it could indicate potentially that there's another something good for Castle fans down the road. So
hopefully, so I mean,
We'll
hopefully they don't do Wolfpack. And I know that sounds like sacrilege because we all love Wolfpack, but we've just had
Sure.
a Bricklink Wolfpack one. If they're
Yeah.
going to give us anything, we need something we haven't had a shield for yet. So Black Knights would be ace, obviously, not just that we're talking about it. But anyway, let's speculate about that on a Bricklink show. Let's just celebrate these sets. I'm tangenting again, man. You got to tell me. But
it's all good. It's all good.
All coming from the Black Knights energy.
Let's see. According to Game Guru, shields will be stickers. I'm guessing they'll use the Griffin torsos. I don't see them remaking a non-emblem torso for a gift of purchase. Or a non. Yeah. Well, they did for Gisto and Forestman. Well, but they had plans for the Forestman. I think they always knew they were going to put them in a couple more sets. Yeah. But they didn't put the Dragon Master in a new set. But she did have a torso that was a remake of an old torso.
Yeah.
So they did do a special print for her.
So weird that they didn't do the shield. Like, all right, the Dragon Plume. I can forgive the Dragon Plume to an extent, although you could do it. But the shield, why? What are they doing? Weird. It's so crap that minifig was. It still makes me angry now. That's how bad it was. I still get wound up if someone mentions that.
Are you talking about the wizard one or the?
No, they were both SH1T. Both of them had it. It's like whatever. Yeah. Anyway,
wonder if we'll see a couple new Black Falcons with the Sea Serpent GWP. I mean, so it is a remake, right? So technically, you'd think that they would at least get it close. I mean, as far as the number of figs, I don't know that they're going to give us 5 in a GWP. They'll probably give us.
It won't give us all those shields either.
Yeah, they're probably going to give us 3 to 4, and they may just make them all Black Knights because it is a Black Knights themed GWP. If they put a Falcon in, it's just going to be the Falcon.
Well, no, I don't know. I think they'll lean into the Falcons thing because they've got torsos for it. I think we'll get the Falcons and we'll get a couple of those Griffin Knight torsos repurposed.
Watch it be, I believe it's a brick-built sail with a sticker. It's going to be a brick.
Is it going to follow that prototype design we've all been looking at?
Probably. It's probably going to be close. I mean, I think that was kind of the idea, but it's probably a brick-built shield or brick-built sail with a sticker. Watch it just be Falcons and no Black Knights.
Well,
it'll be a Black Knight ship with like 3 Falcon soldiers in it.
Yeah, because they do still do sales every now and again.
That's true.
Those one shot, or whatever it's called. I don't know what that whole lore is, but I saw one recently that I'm sure had a sale, fabric sale. So they could do it. Just make the fabric one again. Just remake it because they did it for the Eldorado as well.
Well, and I mean, they had those plastic wings for the Fell Beast that was in a gift with purchase. So
right, okay. I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, well, they eventually used it for the wings on the Balrog, so maybe they already intended to do that. But
right.
Either way, I mean, it's still a pretty neat piece to put in a GWP. They have not. I'm trying to think. I don't recall any Black Knight remakes. I mean, they have some dragon factions that have come out since this time, right? The green dragons on the shields, like the rampant dragon.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. They've added dragons in, but they haven't really specifically remade any Black Knights in any set.
No. And I think that kind of worries me a lot with Lego, that they've got such a lot of dragon orientated bits that they won't bother to tribute the Black Knights properly. They'll just go, here's a chainmail and a dragon and a helmet, and that's your Dragon Knight, rather than service. Or they might do what they did with the Magisto one and give us at least a torso for the Black Knights. But they never really had an emblem torso anyway. They just had either chainmail or the breastplate. So who knows what they'll do, to be honest.
Yeah. It's all speculation at this point.
Yeah.
So Luigi says, Jason, you should write a lore story for my Lion Knights recolor for my Dragon Master.
Yeah, man.
I gotta finish the one that I started for the official stuff.
That is priority.
Before I take any commissions for other people's factions and recolors. No, that sounds awesome. There's so much you can do. I mean, it's lore and story writing and creativity inside this world that Lego created back then. It's unlimited, so you can get into anything. Spacer Nate says, if I'm gonna need to rewatch this, people talking to me on my lunch break. Sheesh, right? Like, don't they know you're locked?
Don't they know? You need to bring them into the conversation, man. They need to know about this. Whoever they are, they need to know about this. Don't you know about
Live
this
show.
Lego faction?
What the heck? Should take priority. They should be watching too. Oh my word.
Pay some respect.
Let's see. We got. I just wanted to highlight a few of these, either new people joining the chat or just a couple of comments.
No, please do. It's great. That's what this is all about. The community of us.
Sassbanks, KC, was that a white glow ghost or one of those transparent greenish ones? They didn't make the transparent green ones till much later. This was the original, like milky color white ghost that then would glow. It looked almost exactly, well, not almost. It was kind of still a little cloudy looking white piece. But yeah, this was definitely not the goofy looking ones that came out way later.
These actually glowed. They were good. Luigi1227 says, laughing my ass off, how about a mini story on why the Lion Knight's castle is black and been taken over by the Dungeon Masters? Where they might have charred the grey castles and kind of marked it that way. Yeah, that would be pretty Wolfpack of them, actually. Yeah, it's all up for speculation. It's all there to be written. Get writing, folks. Yeah. Lego lore writing. This is demand.
Fanfic. Lego fanfic
for it. Get writing, guys. It's good for you. It's good for you to write stuff. Creatively.
That's true. Actually, get off your screens. Well,
yeah.
Watch this. Finish watching this, and then
let your imagination run wild.
And then write some stuff. Yeah, it's good. It's good to stretch your brain, even if you're not a good writer or you're not interested in writing. Just writing some stuff down is fun. So.
If you're going to immerse. Do get in there.
Yeah.
Paint the world for yourself.
Yeah, anyway. And it's good to see. It's actually fun to see artists and people using different mediums to represent Lego, especially like some of the old stuff. You've seen some artists do some pretty nice concept art from old Lego characters and stuff like that.
Oh, you're talking about that recent spate with
you see
Basil.
that?
They're amazing. The Basil was amazing.
Yeah,
they were all great. They were all great, but I really like the Basil ones.
Yeah. They've done like 4, I think maybe 5 now, but they did. Basil was great. They did the Rock Raider chick.
Yes, that was fantastic.
She was cool.
Who was the other one?
Baron von Baron.
Baron von Baron.
And there was one other one. But there's an art account on Instagram that's been starting to do these like character drawings of these classic Lego figs. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I haven't got it on the top of my head. We'll maybe try and give it a shout next week if I can remember who it is. But it's great. Love these. These are fantastic. They're a bit wacky, but like really nice. There's a lot of play around with symmetry going on here from Lego.
Yeah, I also like. I've never included this kind of Black Knight with the full red torso and pants.
Yeah.
Is that an alternate? Did they switch him up for it, or do they come like this on the set?
They must do because they do.
Yeah, it's all red pants. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I need to.
So you need to get some red guys in your Black Knight. Because it's lore. It's official.
Yeah.
We need more reds. I've been spending all this money on blue scales, thinking they were the cool guys, and it's all about these red Power Rangers.
This is the Red Guard of the Black Knight Stronghold, or whatever. What is this? The Knight Stronghold?
Yeah, like the Imperial Red Guard.
Yeah, man. Fantastic. Look at this. I need to rewrite everything I already did. Got to bring in the Red Guard. Anyway,
well, it's just good for future stuff as well.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. You could do a whole like little side story on the Red
prequel
Guard.
Origins material fodder.
There you go. This all build in the center, I think, is like objectively the best one. The rest of them are goofy as heck.
Yeah.
But this one is kind of cool. This little strong.
What do you mean goofy? You know, every good bridge across a river is like double the height that it needs to be. Really thin and top heavy, about to tipple over with a guy with 2 crossbows on the top. Otherwise, it's not a proper river crossing.
This is garbage.
Have you ever even crossed a river before, bro? Come on.
It has to be at least 3 stories.
I need a guy like about 8 foot above me with a sword when I'm crossing a river. That's just otherwise I'm not crossing. I don't trust. No, this is wacky as hell. You're totally right. Although nice attention to detail, like the horses having a drink, and they're so well laid out. These things.
They're kind of cheating though, because they used like a piece of construction paper for the river. You don't get blue panels. Yeah. So if you didn't have this to put there, it would just look like a badly designed tower.
Yes, yeah, no, that's true. Like, yeah. Well, it's your imagination. Come on, Jason. Your imagination's got to fill that gap. There's a ocean coming through there.
I like this. This.
I agree. Yeah, the sort of jail broadsides brig sort of vibe one.
That's pretty
nice dual shield. It's it claims a little
Symmetry's cool.
identity like that, and the asymmetry. Yeah, you're right.
Also, let's look at I just like the jail door being inside underneath the arch. I just like
cool.
that. It's very
in
cool.
silhouette. It's very effective. I think just that's less a mock or playset design as it is just a little poster art. Like I don't want to make that, but if you gave me that as an A1 poster, I would put it in prime position on my wall.
You're talking about the one at the very bottom
left. Sorry. When you were saying jail door which one do you mean?
It was yes, that one is kind of, it's a back gate to that little gatehouse thing. But the jail door under the arch inside this little like prison thing.
Oh, and then the one we like,
that's
and the
cool.
one you like. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
It's not just the one I like. It's objectively the best one here. This is not an opinion thing.
Oh no, I'm not. I wasn't accusing you of bias.
No,
you're so biased, man. No, I know what you mean. The look, anything, a door, window, a feature being inside the side of the arch adds the other angle, so it automatically always is really nice to see that. It's like that's what turns me on about mocks, the different levels and archways and doors and corridors, because that's what castles are like.
Exactly.
And that's kind of what this system was designed to do when you've got these pieces en masse. If you've got these arches, panels, and in plentiful quantities, you can do those rabbit run style castles and not break the bank parts wise. You'll need a lot of plates and 2B ones, but generally speaking, you could do some quite impressive stuff. So I know what you're saying. Like if this one in the middle had carried on upwards, it's a good basis for the start of a really nice. Yeah, no, they're all good examples.
K2 Film says, popping in to say hi. Can't stay, but I'll rewatch later. We appreciate the rewatch. All the watch hours. That's all pushing. I actually, just a real quick tangent. Thanks for jumping in, K2. But
thanks, man.
We're trying to get monetized, so we can get a little bit of here and there, put them super chats up if you guys want to contribute and things like that. That's kind of the push for this channel. That's kind of our goal, right? Is to get to the point where YouTube says, we can monetize the channel. So just a little tangent there. I checked the eligibility and I think I've got 2 out of the 3. So I just need the watch time now. And I need a certain amount over the 365 days. We're going to get there. It's not even a question. It's just time. So people rewatching the show, because I don't believe the hour that we spend on live counts as watch time, but once it's posted, the hours of rewatch count as watch time. So
we really appreciate it. It's and I think as someone who watched a lot of the old show and the other show you used to do, Let's Talk About Lego with Andrew. I watched hours of that, and it was always nice to have on long form in the background while I was building and stuff. And it kind of like it's nice to take it in that way when you've got something to occupy. So that's a great thing as well. If you want something on topic to your build, it kind of that can get you kind of fired up with your markets. So
I've done
that's
that
kind
myself.
of the way I fell into this, is kind of listening to those long form podcasts while I was building. Cool. Anyway, look at this, man.
No, I appreciate that, and that just to speak to what you're saying, as I've done that with different creators. I think it was Nick on Planet Ripple did a lot of the retrospective, like long form.
Great, lovely.
I would put that on and like sort Lego and stuff. So I think a lot of people do that.
His playlist just goes on for me because
I know.
But I feel like he could always do second. He could come back and do a second on any of them though, because the thing about him is they're all kind of there's like 20-minute ones on factions and themes that I love, but he covers such a lot of ground that he could revisit him and do him again and still get away with it, because he's got a really unique delivery style that's dead engaging, and it gives you just straight to the facts kind of thing. I like those. Shouts out Nick on Planet Ripple. But so this is called the what, Jason?
Black Monarch's Castle.
Black Monarch's Castle.
Is that what it's called?
That's some lore fodder.
This is Black Monarch's Castle without Black Monarch. He's dead. So, I mean, that's the thing. Black Monarch's ghost. I mean, Andrew from our old show, Let's Talk About Lego, which, I mean, you can still go and watch all of those. I think they're all still up online, and I'm the co-host in that
one. Go back and watch them. It's great.
But he always was talking about the Black Monarch's ghost as the ghost of the Black Monarch. He died, and he haunted these areas. And that, looking back on it, that does make more sense. But as a kid, looking at that set, Black Monarch's ghost, I mean, we can pull it up. We got it right here.
Yeah.
I always assumed Black Monarch was the guy on the horse, and he's got this ghost. It's his ghost. I don't know why, Because, like, really, I guess it would make sense that the Black Monarch is the ghost. But
well, this comes up again because it comes up in the King's Mountain Fortress, but there's only a queen. Like, we've got this thing going on. So there is some fuel for it. I tend to lean into what Andrew used to say. I kind of like, especially the way he saw Old Red, like, as being the kind of belching, burping guy, and then the kind of the beautiful knight would have been the white knight with the white plumes. We'll get there in a minute, I'm sure. Anyway, but there's a lot to like about this. The crenellation technique starting. So I presume this was just before the crenellation piece was built, because you can see how many pieces they've used to do that here.
Yeah, and I guess thinking back on the other castles, they don't use those. It was man, we need a
Sea Serpent Adam, but I think that came after this. So.
Yeah, we need a what do you call it, a parts lore guy in the chat to find out is it the Dungeon Master's Castle to be the first one to use those crenellation half circles. That'd be an interesting one. I don't remember which castle.
Yeah, if you're in the chat and you've got access to that, and you're not doing a podcast live like me and Jason, and you want to just have a quick check about when that happened, that'd be
Pet Ghost. Sorry,
no,
that's what literally Pet Ghost, or like some it's like he had a ghost. He had a ghost that he would like keep in a closet and let out and scare people with. It was like a spook tactic, right?
Right, I'm with you. So like the goat, he's got a
it's like you hear this Black Monarch. He's got this ghost over there. Like, he's a crazy guy. This Black Monarch dude.
Who does that make the Black Monarch in this set that we're looking at now? Then, if that's the case,
right? I mean, I just suppose it would.
The Black Monarch.
I would assume it's the Black Knight on this horse here.
The red cape with the Black Knight. Yeah. He's the most special looking, isn't he? Because there's a grey helmet done twice. We've got one Bardin, which is his second guy. Maybe that's the White Knight in his younger years.
Yeah, the Prince or something. Yeah.
And this is Old Red before he had his alcoholic breakdown.
Probably. Right, because I mean, let's look at these guys. Red.
So
I would have assumed this is the Black Knight.
Yeah, this is him.
That's the Black Knight, but not the Black Monarch, unless the Black Knight and the Black Monarch are the same. None of these guys; these are just NPCs.
Not the guy with the battering ram. Go back and look at that guy with the battering ram.
But he's also the archer. But he's the archer here, same head. See, and he's also in the boat. Well, but here. Okay, hang on. The guy in front of the boat, he's got kind of a special looking face. He's got black armor and he's got a plume on his head. So
I think he is that guy on the boat, the one with the grill helmet. That is the Black Knight face with the one you like, the more of a handlebar mustache.
I love that guy. That head is amazing.
It's amazing. I used it for my Rivermen. I won't get it again because I've showed already. But
it's this guy, right? It's the same head.
Same one as the Black Knight we see. So maybe he's appearing twice on the sly because he's sort of I didn't see him first time around when he brought the slide up because of the grill.
Right. You also got the guy with the nose guard helmet, the black nose guard helmet,
and the red cape on the sea shirt,
and the black armor, very similar to if you switch.
And he's in charge on that boat, isn't he? Look where he is on that boat. He's in charge. So
there's some subtle leanings to like implying that there's a Black Monarch or a Black Knight, depending on. Unless they are two different characters. But I guess.
Yeah, it could go either way. Like, I'm convinced on that. Like, you've convinced me. I think, we'll let the Mountain Fortress be the one with the ghost. I think that definitely is the Crusader one with the Queen and the ghost. I think that's definitely an allusion to a dead husband. But in this case, you've convinced me that the ghost might just be a byproduct of this faction. And
What's funny is you saying that, getting to this conclusion, because now looking at this Black Monarch's ghost set, the guy on that horse is not the Black Monarch or the Black Knight. He's just a smile dude.
Yeah.
So that if this set is called Black Monarch's Ghost and the Black Monarch is not in the set, then that is the Black Monarch is the ghost.
Yeah.
So because that's not unless that's because that's what I would think in my head as a kid looking at this and saying, "Oh, Black Monarch's ghost." There's Black Monarch on the horse, and there's his ghost in the closet. But that's not the Black Monarch. That's just a rando.
So again, subjective, open to interpretation. But there's a couple of plausible timelines there. I think, like you made some really good points there. I err on the side of sticking with my original thought, but hey ho, it doesn't matter anyway. If you're working on a mock and it needs to lean one of those ways to make sense, you can go either way, man. Just finish him up. It's cool.
Yeah. Love the machinations on the on the back and above the drawbridge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, not machination. What does he say?
I think it's like the angled inverted slopes. Does he mean? Or
I
there is
can't.
there's macaroni pieces on this, isn't there? You know, the macaroni.
That's a nice word. I need to go look that up. I thought it's. I read it too quickly. I thought he's saying like talking about the lore about the ghost. He's talking about the architectural parts of this bridge.
Maculations.
Yeah.
I always thought they were
Maculations.
crenellations, or they're actually called turret top on Brick Owl. But yeah,
He's talking about directly above the drawbridge. So these little arch pieces, and all, or this this whole shield thing.
Well, they've
it.
made like the pattern. They've brick built the pattern panel a bit there, haven't they? Twice with the bricks around the windows. So
I like it.
They all.
No, I'm with you. Yeah, I like it. It looks good.
Yes,
I also like
Box.
Oh yeah, welcome. Good to have you in the chat. Hello all. Black Knights for days. Yeah. I like the sideways 1x1 studs poking out on the arch there. That's fun. That's kind of a little different for the time.
Yeah, that's like that. Yeah, studs on side a bit. Yeah. Nice with the headlight, original headlight, so that's a little bit
cool design choice there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Lorm's on the same side here with the Black Monarch is the ghost. So we're gonna what do we got here? Sorry, Andrew. Interesting to know, however, there was 2 in blue from the Sea Serpent.
Oh, I remember the lore. There's the Black Knight killed the Black Monarch to get.
Yeah.
And then with his guilt and riches became an alcoholic.
Well, you also got to remember, like, if we want to go into the idea of them coming out of like Civil War too, you're going to have like a lot of intrigue and kin slaying. Someone pulled that up. Where'd that go? Someone said there was a lot of kin
the evil that men do. This is the century for it, right? This is
General Tron. A lot of kin slaying in the past. Yeah. Especially if it's a tumultuous foundation from a civil war, which is none of this is official lore. We're so far off the official track, but they didn't provide a ton of official.
But the point is that it's this fill-in lore that connects all the lore we do know about, making an effort to try and make sense of those bits in between, which is subjective and you can all get creative. But having something does help with envisioning mocks. There's a purpose we're talking about it because we've got a mock focus, haven't we? And this is all stuff that helps to play into making mocks, and I think other people have that as well. So it's important to talk about, I think.
Yeah. Chris Jones says those towers at the back of Black Monarch's castle were mind blowing at the time. Yeah, I mean, this is you got to realize like this castle. This is the first time we saw some of these things. Like. The other castles are square, chunky, gray Crusader castles. To be fair, they look very similar to actual Crusader castles, in the Holy Land back in the day.
Yeah, they were they do. Well, I'm in England and I go to see them. Yeah. It's like when a lot of the criticism came out about the new remake Lion's Castle, that it was, there's so much exposed brick. And I was like, that's really good for once, because it looks dead. It's dead on the money for a British castle. But obviously, there's what's realistic and what pleases us in terms of Lego Castle. This is sculpted and molded, so I totally see where Chris Jones is coming from. This would have been, it was mind blowing at the time. In terms of
the profile,
progression from what we had.
Yeah, I can see that. Like as someone looking back on it all as a whole, it didn't blow my mind as much as it would have if I had been a kid and saw this first. But looking back, I'm like, oh, that's cool looking. But yeah, if you compare a lot of the current castles, I mean, Falcons had a pretty nice little one with their little pointed roof and such later.
Oh no, that was great. That was a lovely later Falcons. I love that castle, and that castle has definitely done its fair share of inspiring mocks, because I see a lot of like 4,000 part mocks that are clearly lifted from that composition. So there's no mistaking that Falcon's Castle's good. This one, though, I find particularly interesting because it's kind of coming to the end of the large base plates on hinges opening like this, so you can open it out. So with this set, you've got the castle unhinged base plates that we had before, but with a basic brick built style. So you've got the best of both worlds now. You've got a sort of an architecture style that's sculpted and can rival even that of the Dungeon Master's castle, but instead of being up, the raised base plate isn't quite here yet. So you've got a sculpted dynamic build on a hinged base plate like the old style. So you've got the best of both worlds just for this specific period of crossover here, which I think makes 6085 quite special in itself, because it combines those two things. One's about to go, we're about to start playing into another one of those things, but on a raised base plate. This is marking a transitional period. That's what I like about this set, and that's what I think plays into a lot of its. I know it's very popular as a collector's piece. Again, it's got millions of minifigs and great bardings, but even still, as a build in itself, you know, I think it deserves that credit, because Dungeon Masters gets so much love, rightly so.
Yeah.
But this is a fantastic addition for the reasons I've just said, I think.
100%. I mean, yeah, I think if I'm looking at, obviously all of what you just said, also just looking at it objectively from the standpoint of the current castles available in the line, this one has a lot to like and a lot of appeal. It's also still, and I sense that these wall panels are discontinued. I don't think we'll ever get them again in Lego, but it is the only castle set to come with the stone printed black wall panel. That's why that one's so darn expensive. I think I only have one in my collection.
With the window stone, I've got
not the window stone. It's the one underneath the stone, the cobble, like not cobble, but like the stone.
Oh yeah. Sorry, the stone. Yeah.
The window one comes on a few. That one's not as hard to get a hold of. It's the actual stone pattern below the window.
I know exactly the one you
only
mean.
comes on the set.
I think you're right. Yeah. I don't know if I have one. I might have one. Maybe I might not. I've got about 24 stickers. For blank panels with a clear vector, so I can make it for my own mocks. But
stickers,
the originals are like special. You know, stickers will never compete with an original. A sticker is something I just have so I can get a taste of that vibe in my own own private viewing pleasure. It's a special panel, and if you see that come up, grab it, because like Jason says, it's very rare. Just this castle, you say, Jason? Just this one?
It's just this one.
Okay.
Yeah,
interesting.
So good luck. Black Knight's Castle.
It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah, what's the first use I can find of the circle piece? Okay, yeah. So that's the battlement.
The battlement. Yeah, the macaroni battlement or whatever. A few people call it different things. I know exactly the bit you mean, because in Dungeon Master's Castle there's a well made out of it, isn't there? Or a little watering hole, and same in the Royal Knights, I think. So I know the bit you mean. Nice piece. Gotta love a round. I like the round crenellation or the square one. You know.
Yeah, Lorem's system was talking about the macaroni noodle pieces.
Yeah,
there's a bunch on this one in black.
I'm just looking at this on full screen. Let me pull up the chat so I can see what everyone's saying.
Oh yeah, it's going off. There's people talking about everything. I'll pull up what Glatmonk says.
Oh yeah, it opens out flat, so it's good for displaying. Because Chris Jones playing into that what I said before, you can open it out and have the wide panorama. That's good.
Yeah, interesting that all the archers are walking around on the ground, whereas the spearmen and the axemen have the high ground. Like, what is happening? Well, hang on.
With the Black Knights, we do everything the wrong way around.
Well, you know, if you knew the lore, they were just coming back from a hunt. That's why that's why they're on the ground.
You will not criticize the Black Knights on this show. There is a reasonable explanation for it.
They actually are like hunting for food and stuff. It's making it more realistic.
Machinations. The holes used to throw the rock stuff through. Casey Films is just mentioning there where they throw the stones for defense. So you've got that kind of arch and then a slope underneath. I think the New Lions Knight Castle does it with it as well. So that's something to incorporate.
Okay, arches right above the. Okay,
it's cool to finally know what those are called, man. Thank you, Casey Films, for dropping.
So those aren't the same. Those are not the same as murder holes, or is that just the layman's term for that? Murder hole, because that's what I always heard them called, where they would drop the rocks, the holes in the floors or the holes in the walls where you could push stones through, or hot oil. It sounds
more technical than murder holes.
This sounds like the architectural term for murder hole. Murder hole sounds kind of messed up now that I'm thinking about it, but not a good thing. All right, we're gonna move to the alt builds here.
Whoa, look at this.
Yeah, this is crazy. There's some stuff happening here.
There's a power sword.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. That's like a Zoid.
Black Knight Tron.
Yeah. Yeah,
Now
this is the
there's
first.
some fodder for Space Meets Castle Crew.
I was just gonna say this
There's
is the.
your inspiration pool, mate.
We got prototypes for Nexo Knights right here. Whatever this is. This is like a battering dog.
Black Rock Raiders.
What
It's
on
yeah,
earth?
it is a battering ram. There's another dragon one. I think in one depiction in one of the ideas catalogs, the Crusaders have a dragon-esque sort of battering ram,
Okay.
or what's it called? Not the trebuchet. This siege tower. That's what I'm looking for. Sorry, they've got those.
Here we go.
Murder holes are in the floor.
Okay.
An important distinction. Thank you, Katie
Wall
Film.
on
So
the floor.
if it's in the floor, it's a murder hole.
So
If
they
it's
would
in the
probably
corner of the wall. It's a
right. So like a hole, like right here. So it would probably be
installation.
like something you could almost slide something down a little bit, something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Interesting. And then out through the edge of the wall.
Yeah.
Did you know also that a lot of the walls in those old castles, you might know this because you live around them, but like they at the base they would go out slightly,
Yeah.
and that was so that when you would drop. I could be wrong. I read this in a book. They could have
No,
lied
no.
to me. But when you drop
I don't think
things
it's-
down, it would hit that base of the wall and actually like shoot out in like shrapnel into the troops.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? I don't know if that's true, but I like to think it is.
No, it's a defensive.
Yeah. It's the same like how the circular staircases inside the towers were always facing one direction, so that the defenders at the top could swing their swords down on the attackers, but the attackers would be using their swords against the walls. So all of the staircases are all spin one direction.
Yeah.
In a well-designed castle, anyway.
Yes, that's engineered towards defense for sure.
So
it's
let's
there.
see.
So that could play into your Mox the Helter Skelter thing. You can
If you want to get crazy with
that.
it. Yeah. Let's see. We had another at the edge of the wall overhang. Oh yeah, okay. We got smart people in the chat telling me things. All right, good. Thank you. I appreciate you guys bringing that in, though. That's good to know all of this stuff. We're all learning together.
They might have had all those cool things back in those days, but did they have burps? Because we've got burps.
That's true. What does this say? This castle does that, what you're talking about. Yeah, actually, if you look at the original one, you see the walls here.
Yeah.
Those slopes, exactly what I'm talking about. You drop them. Yeah. And in castle books that I've read, like the cross sections ones and different ones that talk about siege and things like that, they specifically said that certain castles were designed with those slopes at the base of the wall.
Drop a ball and kick it with the arch of your foot like football. It pings off that way. It's just common sense. But they will have figured that out. What's amazing is they would have originally figured that out through trial and error and stuff.
Right.
Like, that's how nuts it must have been. Do you know what I mean?
It's like we can only
men forced to design these things to survive.
Yeah,
amazing.
It's like we seem to hit the enemy when they're directly below the hole. So let's see if we can figure out a way to get this stuff across.
Could you find a way to take his head off at the same time, sir?
Exactly.
You know what I mean, like it would have been
crazy times, man.
But you can't be phobic of it. You've got to embrace it because it's important.
It's the way it was.
How we got here.
That's how we're here. Yeah, we all made it because they figured that out. So
we've got to. And what better vessel to use to help remember than the beautiful Lego system? Look at these
charming child's toy that doesn't promote violence in any way.
No. Oh, what's this axe here, sire? No, these are great old builds. I love the use of a little single, a pair of arches, but done just on the one side for underneath using the staircase going up towards that top bit there. And we've got these printed panels now which lift the quality of the Mox up. Bottom left wins this one for me.
Yeah.
But the weird scene is mint and mental. It's kind of nuts.
The Trojan dog.
Yeah, if I ever get to the point where I've built everything I want to build with Black Knights, maybe I'll make this weird mech thing.
I don't like it.
Battering ram / mech. I don't like it at all.
Couldn't they have used the same parts to make a siege tower?
Of course they could have done. Of course they could have. They're trying to get the space fans on side, man. That's what they're trying to do. Come on, space guys, you're not playing with our new castle. Come on.
No wheels. There's no wheels in this set, so maybe they were like, well, we're just gonna give it legs.
maybe it's a Trojan horse.
That's what I would say. I think it was kind of pushing Trojan horse, just the design of the head, kind of a little too much going on there. I'm a sucker for stairs, external stairs on towers. I don't know what it is.
So
maybe
cool.
it's
Love
the ideas books that had a few like showing around outside, or maybe it was these alt builds. But every time I see it, I think it's really cool. I like external stairs. I've done a couple of mocks with them.
Don't underestimate the effect of like fantasy literature for that as well. Like there'll be a million castles you've seen in fantasy images with that kind of stuff, and you've secretly been like, I could do that with Lego, but like it's a massive job, so it just goes in the back of your head. But like, I always find that with those, it's really impressive when people do a lot of that stairtism.
At this point, I think pretty much everyone in the Lego community has come to terms with the fact there's at least a little bit floating around for everyone.
Tism going on, man. This is where it ramps up a bit. These are the best alt builds of the lot. Look at these.
These are the best alt builds. I would say some of the best alt builds. I think
really
ever. Yeah, Dragon, or at least in Castle, I would say Castle alt builds. Dragon Masters actually has like at least 2 or 3 just killers.
Bad boys as well. That boat's such a sick job before. Like that's a good job of a big boat. That is. I know it's a bit wonky, but
people out here hating on brick built sails. I'm like, this is some good looking stuff right here.
That is a good. I mean, and again, the mast situation doesn't look the most stable.
Well, they're using the corner panels. They're using corner panels for the hull of the boat. I mean, you got to give them props for creativity. It might not be the cleanest looking boat, but look,
Snot Origins.
It reinforces the Black Knights on the water too, as a naval power in the Lego Castle world. So I mean,
there's your lore right there. You're right, Jason. Well noticed. Because we've even got them rowing out in a subboat like pirates or something. That really suggests a strong sea presence for the Black Knights, which plays into the wolf pack that's in the Dungeon Master's castle, because they're on the water. They're going to cross paths on the water.
I wrote that into the lore. I wrote that the Black Monarch commissioned the Black Knight, I think, the white plume guy, to build that castle specifically on the water next to or in the Wolfpack territory as a specific means to eradicate the Wolfpack. Like that's what I wrote in the lore, because
we're going to take the threat to them.
Yep. He's like, we're kind of handled on the front here. We're doing some alliances with some of these guys. We're kind of calmed down on the mass warfare.
We're going to go for these guys that have been nipping at our heels.
Yep. So that's where I had the lore for them to design this new incredible castle called the Dungeon Master's Castle, because it's specifically made to imprison, because it's the Dungeon Master.
Yeah.
That's who it was. I had the white plume guy called the Dungeon Master. But and he would go after the Wolfpack.
No, that's amazing, and that ties in lovely, and it feels that way too. Chris Jones, just mentioning the jousting bridge, it is awesome, and I don't want to miss out the popular one that everyone likes on the bottom left, but I think we should talk about the boat and the jousting bridge, because a lot of people have spoke on this other one. We'll talk about it in a minute, but this jousting bridge is a bit special, isn't it?
Yeah, we've always wanted a joust on a bridge.
Of course,
thank you.
And actually, this is handled well. If you look at the brick build detail, yes, there's a bit of symmetry going on. Look at that, like string through the headlight brick, sort of this impression that you can move the bridge sections. They've got railings, 2 towers with crenellations. Like, there's quite a comprehensive alternative build.
It's got a little fantasy element to it, kind of that like high fantasy King Arthur, Arthurian, the drawbridge come down, the 2. There's always, I mean, I don't know how much like Arthur you've read, but there's so many scenes in those King Arthur books of like Sir whoever going off to get to fight this other knight on a horse in a field, and they usually both get like totally wrecked and bleed out, and like some maiden has to come and like save them. Because they're bleeding out, they're like totally trashed from being like attacked. They fight for like 3 days straight. It's totally crazy, but it does have that kind of reminiscent of that.
Massively. It's like the dramatic thing, like again with the like this is very like the Wolfpack imagery, but look at that little sun glow, that hazy golden hour sunset sort of. It is epic is the word, really, isn't it?
Informed.
I know that's overused, but it's epic. And again, this one on the bottom left that a lot of people like. There's something a bit similar. We looked a few weeks ago at the Wolfpack, and I remember you have a nice Wolfpack mock that has some sort of zigzag, sort of different levels.
Yeah, the stairs. Yeah,
and that also
the
uses these kind of window pane murder holes, or whatever we're going to call them.
Well, these just almost hoardings. This is, I mean, they're not. The hoarding would go over the big battlement, but like this is a similar vibe with the opening kind of windows where you drop or shoot something through. Yeah.
So that's just interesting to see that theme coming back again from different subconscious nods and stuff. And then I do quite like this brick built pattern at the top. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, go for it. Finish.
It's just a slight lag. As you can see, this doorway entrance in the top level. It's without a door piece, but it has a nice use of a 1x3 arch on top of the inverted, and then the inverted 75s just gives it that. I've seen people make curtains with this brick technique before. It does look nice. It is nice.
I think the designer of this all build did a very good job using gray as a highlight and a trim piece across all this black. I think it looks really nice. I will say here, two things. I will say this drawbridge situation, the battle bridge. I'm gonna deep cut the minifigure scale Bionicle sets from mid 2000s actually have a set that looks very similar to this. It's in a weird alien planet, these minifig 3-part buildable minifig Bionicle creatures, but there's these two bridges, these two towers, and they're kind of like got these little ramps out. And if you look it up, you can look it up, and it's got a similar feel to this. And I kind of, and for some reason that Bionicle set has always spoken to me a little bit, and it's because of this probably.
It's because this subconscious.
So there's that, and then I just like the like sturdiness of this. This looks like a stronghold, like a keep. Like you can come here if the castle falls. This is your backup. Like you can come here and you can post up for a long time. It just looks like it can withstand a catapult, and like it's a beast of a little castle.
It's nice and nice and chunk on the main tower. You've got a couple of different nice rooms in there. Get warm in there. Get on some hay and put the fire on. Yeah, a little bunker down. But you've still got the watchtower and the defense stuff going on as well. And I agree. It's lovely. It's a great alt build. I know it's a very popular alt build on the on the websites for people who've decoded it and made instructions for it. And I've seen a lot of people who've built it and reviewed it, and a lot of people who even prefer it to the original design. But Lauren brings up an interesting point. How are they getting on the bridge? And I think, Mr. System, there is some sort of ramp there. We can see a couple of Black Knights headed up the ramp on the right-hand side. So there should be a ramp for the horses to get up. But I don't think it's a lift. It looks like a lift, but I don't think it's a lift.
If you knew the Black Knights lore, then you know that they
the horses could jump really high.
They're climbing horses.
Do you even know
they're a special breed of stair horse that can go upstairs.
Straight over that sun, mate. Straight over that.
That's a good General Tron. Yeah, I'm not sure how. I mean, that's fair. There's obviously look at this. There's magic in the air. I mean, look at this. This is the image. It's just pure magic. So the horses have magic too.
It is magic. It is magic. It's iconic. It's magic, and this is just that thing.
Yeah. Glatmox. Yep. Man, these all builds are incredible. The bridge, both the Power Zord. I've never seen any of them. So cool. Oh, awesome. Yeah, if you're seeing these for the first time, man, this is a treat.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm sure. I just want to Andrew Auburn says when they use the string in the alt build, it gives him the sense that they really cared about them and they wanted it to be a feature of the visual experience. And I quite agree with that. Like, he makes a good point there. They've used it on the boat to massively impactful effect across that, cutting through that silhouette. Lovely. And the same on the drawbridge. So yeah, they're really making a big deal of the strings, and good on them, because we had pirates as well as this and everything. Do you know what I mean? It's fantastic.
Absolutely.
I
agree.
Niels Milan Peterson.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Here we go though.
All right, so we're finally at the Dungeon Master's Castle, also known as Black Knight's Castle. I don't know anyone who's a real Lego fan that calls it the Black Knight's Castle, but that's just my own opinion. It is the Dungeon Master's Castle. It may be the best castle Lego's ever made. and I will banish anyone to Fabuland who thinks differently. So that's my stance on this one. What do you think?
It's a tie with the Royal Knights for me.
Yeah, actually,
I agree that it has a bit of an edge on, but that's just because of the minifigs on this one. You get an incredible castle and incredible minifigs, so that's the only thing that tips this. If we didn't put that aside, say like the Royal Knights castle came with 2 more knights that were quite nicely clad, they'd be equal to me because I really like the Royal Knights castle. But I agree, it's up there. It's top 2, if not best.
Yeah. So, well, I agree design-wise that the Royal Knights Castle is probably, I don't know if it's better, but it's up there. It's about the same. I think what people don't appreciate is the faction. So, the Royal Knights doesn't have as much love as a faction.
No.
And I think that's where this one wins out as far as mass love for best castle. This one is a faction people love more than the Royal Knights, in my opinion. So I think that might tip the scale to this one, just because faction-wise, it's better than the Royal Knights. So, but as far as design goes, and as far as like interesting play features, base plate design, I think the Royal Knights have it on the base plate, but the Black Knights might have it just faction-wise. So,
no, agreed.
But
give it a spin.
No, it's good to see it in person. Mine isn't built. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I had it built. But,
I should pack that down, to be honest with you. It's been out for like a year, but I just love looking at it. It's beautiful.
It's a good one. I mean, it looks nice. It's got everything you need in a castle. You got those yellow wall panels introduced really well here. That's so good.
Bricks and Figs Collectibles says, sorry, Jason.
No, finish it. Yeah, go for it.
As you say, the only Black Knight set he owns, 6086, this one, Dungeon Master Scrattle, purchased it as an adult. Same. Didn't have this at the time. Remember, really wanted it. Didn't have it at the time, so this was a real special one to get in retrospect. And yeah, if brick and collectible minifig are collectible, if you're a collector of minifigs, this is the one to get. You don't need much else if you've got this. And if you've got this and another base plate and some black and grey, you can get expanding. Like, it's a fantastic set. It's a fantastic set. And it is the best out of the line. Well done, General Tron. I agree. It's the best out of the line. Sea Serpent's amazing. Goes well with it too. What's interesting about this art is that the grass hill is just positioned in the water. It looks like it should be on the Eldorado Fortress base plate by the art.
Fair enough, yeah. Well, this again, whoever brought up the fact that they're water based, it was early on. It might have been General Tron. I will address the price of the horse in a second, but or the knight. That's a good point, and then maybe that's what I was channeling. There he is. Yep. Yeah. When I was writing the little lore about the wolf pack, because the castle is on the water. It's an island castle. I think a lot of people forget that. And I think there are actually depictions of it not on the water in like some posters and things like that. But in the official box art, it's sitting on the water with a drawbridge to the land, which puts them right in the same potentially geographical location as the Wolfpack Tower.
Yeah.
So right on the water, right on some big lake or body of water somewhere in Lego. So
which plays into your lore quite nicely.
That's I think why maybe I even made that part of what I was writing is because of this image. But $120 night with plume is crazy considering the original price of the castle was $85, and it's valued at $374 used and $3,200 new. Talk about a investment, huh?
Wild.
Should have been doing this instead of the stock market. Dang.
Well, I when I like 5 years ago when I first found your channel and it was like, right, I'm coming out of Dark Age, I cashed in the crypto and changed to this, and best decision I ever made because my Lego's worth more than the crypto is worth.
I'll tell you now.
I've been very lucky with what I got back. But having said that, still, it's worth more than the crypto was, I would say. So
probably now, yeah.
Not even joking, either. Like,
yeah, I'm going to tell you, you're enjoying it more than a crypto wallet.
Exactly. At least I can make sick mocks with this stuff.
Oh yeah. On our K2 films, on our old
I
show,
do.
Andrew, he took the way. That is true. He's a man. I
And
remember
that's
when
the way, and
Andrew took
as
the
he said
right
at the
wing
time,
right off
that
the
is the
sprue.
way an AFOL does it, and he was right. It's true. That is the way. I can't because I haven't got any on a sprue. I wish I did.
I have some feathers on sprues still. Maybe a couple of Islanders plumes still on the sprue, but like, yeah, I'll pull them off if I need them. I have enough off that I don't necessarily need them.
I got this. I got this bag of Temu counterfeit grey feathers and green feathers. Do they count?
No, no.
They don't count at all, do they?
They're cool though. They're cool, man. You know.
I've got real ones, but I'm not. I'm controversial. I'm not afraid to dip into the dark side because whatever I need to get the visual mock going, I'll think about the proper ones later. Anyway, what have we got here?
Incredible, Andy. Yeah, fair enough. Let's see. Why don't you like the name Black Knight's Castle? Was that the official name outside the U.S.? It's not that I don't like the name. I guess I kind of was strongly opinioned on it.
Better.
It's just cooler. Dungeon Master's Castle just sounds cooler. It could also like imply potentially that it's not necessarily, affiliated as heavily with Black Knights. It's the Dungeon Master's Castle. It's its own thing. It can stand alone. But I'm not sure. I guess I like, because in my opinion, the Black Monarch's Castle is called Black Knight's Castle a lot. Yeah. I guess that's not true. That's not its actual name, but a lot of people just call it the Black Knight's Castle. So like, people don't know what you're talking about if you say Black Knight's Castle. But if you say Dungeon Master's Castle, it's specifically named this. I guess it is a US. Is that a US alt?
Yeah. It was called Black Knight's Castle in England. It wasn't no mention of Dungeon Masters, but I really like that game, Dungeon Keeper. So as soon as I hear Dungeon Masters, I'm like, oh, that's way better. But yeah, I kind of also somehow think of the other one as the Black Knight's Castle. I suppose it doesn't really matter. But Dungeon Masters, come on, look at this castle. This is the Dungeon Master's Castle. It suits it so bad, and it's got the wolf pack in the dungeon as well. So. Look at him peering through that little gap in the panel here, the cheeky guy. See him just peering through that gap.
I see him. That's that little guy on the boat. Yeah. And that little guy running his battering ram around. That's the same dude, isn't it? Is it? No.
It's the Wolfpack guy. It's the Wolfpack prisoner.
Oh, it's the Wolfpack prisoner. For a second, I thought it was the red beard guy, the guy that's
he's just waiting to escape. He's just biding his time, then he's going to come through that little hole in the crenellation corner there.
Yeah, this castle's so cool. You got the pit and the dungeon, or the dungeon is the pit, but there's also some area you can lock them up in the tower if you want. So there's lots of places to lock up the wolf guy. These towers that overlook the courtyard, and then you got that beautiful battlement area above the gatehouse with the nice reverse slopes. I mean, talk about, again, this is clearly designed for archers. The archers are all on the towers.
And it's like,
just so you know, they're up there now.
Yeah, man.
But they can cover the courtyard. They can cover anyone escaping. They can cover anyone trying to get in. But they got the visuals up there, man. You can see, you can't escape from good luck. Good luck crawling out of that pit or getting out of one of these towers with those archers and everything positioned the way it is.
I think he needs to stay there on that side of that panel if he knows what's good for him, doesn't he?
It's going to be a whole thing to get out of this castle. Very clearly.
It's so dynamic as well. Like you've got the crenellation aspect to that front to the top of the gatehouse, but you've also got the roof technique used as well. So you've got the best of both. It's another dynamic. You've got two different roof styles going on. You've got a brown winding wheel, which is just little details. And what I really like is the dual use, if you like, and whether this was intended or not. And I like to think it was kind of considered by the designer. But the piece that houses the portcullis with the groove in the center, that on the top bit comes in like an L shape and has an open back, and you can see they've used that exposed along that plain black side of the gatehouse on both sides, and it just sort of falls in place as stone detail. Double it, the fact that it's exposed, like when you sort of use a headlight brick in a creative way and then realize, I've got loads of Morse coding on the back.
Right.
In this situation, that's been used to good effect because it kind of just falls in line. Well, look around the build. I've got grey stone on black on the panel. I've got it on the door on the back crenellation. So it's consistent across the whole build. Again, just plays into the composition really nicely.
That's a good point. Yeah, it doesn't pull your eye in an unpleasing way. I mean, it is like you look at it and like it looks fine to me.
Yeah, even though it's a big exposed hollow of a plastic part, it's used.
There's a couple. I mean, you got also this these reverse 3x or 3 tall with all those exposed open backs on the towers.
Yeah.
Never really bugged me at all. I guess it could bug some people, but it works out for me. You need those to build against these raised base plates anyway. So.
Yes. And I think that's just, again, yeah, like you say, that's a symptom of that particular inverted 75, isn't it? It just has them. I've had it before when I've made a lovely tower with them and thought, oh, it looks so cool, then turned it the other way and thought, oh, no, that's ugly. I've got to think about it. I'm going to have to put, and what I always do with that is just put a plank piece backwards over the front. Be like, oh, they will have some ivy growing up there. Anyway.
That works really well, actually. That looks great. I like the use of the plumes and the shield and the top in front of the gate here. That looks really nice.
Lovely.
Go ahead. Yeah, love the entrance. What I like about this castle in particular is it takes Black Knights into the next era of castle.
Yeah.
You have the red roofs. You've got the big printed flag. You know, you're getting new pieces with this set. You're getting even new architecture and new design from the original castle. So I really do like the direction they went with this. You get everything you want. You got the ghost, you got the prisoner, you know, integrating another faction in here is fun. So long span, I think IND mentioned that in the comments, is a long run, 1988 to 1993 or 94, depending. I guess, there's some stuff that goes up into 97, I guess. But overall, a really nice theme. And you can see that in all of the sets, how you get you get the different, finally, by the end of Black Knights, you have a raised base plate with a castle on it, as opposed to...
There's a story arc there. Yeah. They're around for so long that you see them come through the changes, and that's what I was talking about before when I was saying the other one, the Black Monarch's castle, is like it represents a transitional stage where we're still using hinged flat base plates, but we've got dynamic 3D crenellations and gatehouse detail. Now this one, now we're on a raised base plate with even more dynamic detail, with printed Tudor panels and angled roofs, red roofs, big flags like you've just mentioned. And then look at these alt builds. This looks like a scene from the Europa concept art. No, sorry, the Castle Town concept art. This is fantastic.
I mean, both of these. This one almost looks like that prototype large castle with the big ramp in the front, and this town on the upper right corner looks a lot like either what you said, Europa, or the Ideas town. But both of these are very Europa feeling, and you can kind of see where they kind of maybe pulled some of the ideas into these all builds.
Oh, of course.
I like these little...
Sorry.
No. I just wanted to address the chat before we get into the all builds, because there's a couple of comments about this. We got joining the stream at the exact best moment 6086. Hands down, the best Lego castle has ever made. The best castle Lego has ever made. Thanks for Made with Bricks. Glad you can join us. Good comment there. Let's see. There was a couple of other ones. Someone said K2 Films. I'm not sure. I haven't fact checked this. I'm not saying you're not true. I believe there was some talk about this last time we did, but Dungeon Masters with the original name of the castle until D&D sued them for the name.
Oh, yes, right.
Potentially true. I think that's probably right. I don't know. I haven't looked at it myself, but I think Andrew brought that up when I talked to him about it. So, let's see. We got some hate on Star Wars fans in the chat.
Oh, no hate. Each to their own, man. I mean, it sucks, but each to their own.
What was a lot of names differently? Oh, yeah. General Tron said he only discovered the different naming a few years back.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's about it. A new town needed... Oh, hang on. Here we go. They knew a town was needed, but kept it from us. So now we're back. Now we're here. We're on the alt build. I just wanted to go through the chat real quick and bring in some of those.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I like to see everyone talking and discussing it. It's a good thing.
Yeah, no.
Here to bring the community together like that, because it is a very niche slice of Lego Space Time. But when you love it, you really love it, don't you? So you need a forum to outlet some of that appreciation. So we're happy to provide it. But yeah, this little town square diorama. There's some lovely little builds on like a 6x12 plate or something. These ones with the Tudor base plates are nice. Kind of a bit like the Crusader modular armor shop and etc. But these are a bit more bit more consistent with the peasanthood, like a little tavern or a little wheelwright or shoesmith or something.
Yeah, I would say the keep in the center maybe could have used a little work.
Yeah, that's a bit mad.
But
I just feel like that's there to add that other layer. But all the ones in the back I really like.
Here's what I would have done. All of this is good. That center tower with the ghost, I would have made a church somehow.
Yeah.
Used all those parts to make some sort of semblance of a little church or some sort of little like cloister or something.
Yeah.
And then I think you would have had a complete medieval town square.
Yeah, perfect.
I mean, this is great. This looks like a little set I would like to buy. And Crusader, where's Crusader? He was saying there was the Crusaders were the only faction with a town and like actual civilian buildings. What am I looking at here, man? Come on.
It's in the alt lore. It's in
the alt lore count. No, that's fair. That's fair.
This well, you get so many minifigs with these castles for this faction that these are and you get the Tudor panels. These are a prime candidate for more civilian-esque or just everyday alt builds, because we get a lot of castles, we get a lot of that kind of stuff. I like to see a little bit of how these factions live and stuff like that, not just how they fight. So that's good. It's good to see that from the alt build designers. Again, this is when they were putting a lot of effort into the alt builds, I think.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with you there for sure. Space Renee says they knew a town was needed, but they kept it from us. Yeah, a Lego town, man. A Lego town during this time, 1992. A Lego castle town would have been so cool.
Perfect.
The minimum amount of studs required, in my opinion. Let's see. Someone, Crusader said someone did a nice mock with a tower on top of some burps that connected a 6086 with a bridge at the side.
Oh, okay. I've not seen that.
I think I have. I think I might have seen that. I can't remember if they did instructions for that or not. I thought maybe someone did instructions too.
So. I need to look that up. That sounds good. I really want to take Dungeon Master's Castle, sit it behind. Sorry, Trick Brick says, I really want to take Dungeon Master's Castle and sit it behind the Black Monarch's Castle with the BMC sides hinged open alongside DMC. I think that would look pretty epic. Actually, yeah, in the open configuration with that.
Make a massive
Black
Knights.
So, that's where you're going if you're really naughty. You're going in the Dungeon Master, so you don't want to be over there. That would be cool. There's loads
here's an interesting... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say there's loads of fodder for artwork in these prototypes as well. Continue, mate.
No, we're just going to get... This is as political as we'll get here. I did want to pull this up, though. This is an interesting comment, and it's a fair point. Lego is anti-church. At the time, it wasn't. There are some actual Lego advent calendars. Not only do they depict angels and snowy churches, but there's a town one that has a church in the Lego town during this time. It's got all these Lego town apartments and stuff, and then up on the side there's an actual church built out of Lego. So they knew that it was part of the culture, and they didn't really care back then as much. Yeah, they never built a Lego church set. Actually, I think they did when it was way old, the chunky churches. I think they did actually have one.
Kind of.
Yeah, the old 50s, when they were still figuring out knob and tube and all that stuff. But today, I mean, they avoid it pretty bad, which that's about as far as I'm going to go with that. In some regard, based on the type of company they are, it makes sense to not bring in any religious type of stuff into the toy. And I see why they kind of steered away from that. But at the time that this came out, a church alt build, I don't think would have been frowned upon at all.
I think it would have just fell in with, especially as an alt build, it would have just fell in as a kid thing.
Yeah,
but the lore goes deep. Space and it says, it does. It's we try and keep it apolitical, but this lore is just provocative lore, very provocative lore. That's a good observation. But those are all good observations and all astute and relevant. So well done, guys.
Europa would have been like a town theme for Piracy Castle. I think you're right, K2. It absolutely would have. It was amazing. Very heavily castle themed. It was almost like Renaissance, late castle era. Yeah, it would have been perfect for this. I think all of us are sad that never happened. It's no guarded in.
Look, I will not argue with that. The guarded in's sick. I have no argument for that. You're right.
It's also not official set. It's an alt build.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like you can't.
I
really-
love Crusader tonight. It's been like proper. He's Crusader boy through and through. But he's watching this and sitting through this, and I respect that. And I love the Crusaders too. And I'm right there with you. It's just something about these guys for me. But, I love that he's repping his squad. That's nice to see.
He's bringing in some good conversations for sure. Here are two things I'll point out, and then we'll bring in the other alt build because we're an hour 30 in and we haven't even got through the sets yet. So we got Barrel Boy on the wall. I think you really liked the look of that in Octan Knots, the guy with the barrel. He's doing the exact same stance as that little diver I had in that set.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a classic. Something to think about when you're designing Lego classic designs, building out whatever, expanding a faction, and you're having trouble with making the minifigs get that classic atmosphere like they do on these boxes. That barrel hold, do that. Go, even if digital design or whatever it is, put a little guy in front of your castle or walking along a wall holding a barrel like that. You're going to instantly get that nostalgia drip going right there. So something to think about. And then I like that they put the treasure chest on a horse with like the little, he's almost like a merchant as opposed to like a prisoner. So.
There's the barrel hold, and I also like where you make an archer look like he's also holding the other side as well. So he's got he's pulling back and holding the front where you turn his hand like that. I haven't got anything to demonstrate exactly what I mean right now.
You know what?
Yeah. Just little ways to pose them that look effective anyway. But the barrel holds go because that hand is stamped into the middle stud, isn't it, on the barrel a little bit?
Yeah. So in the comments, actually, there's some interesting stuff. Space Renee said there's the Church and the Ideas book and a very ancient set. I was talking about that old one.
Interesting.
There's a very old set Lego.
Very interesting.
Die-cast metal vehicles where there was a church and built. Yeah, like a 40s. It was like a look, not the 40s, but like the town looked kind of like a 40s town with a little old die-cast cars and stuff. And then K2 says, I think it's more about being religiously neutral if you believe in religious neutrality. Yeah. We can get into like all there's mysticism in Ninjago. There's like chi and all that and the chi stuff.
Of course.
But we're not talking about that. But
don't open that rabbit hole, man, because
that goes down a whole nother thing. I mean, that could be an interesting conversation, but it's almost too far into the political or religious stuff outside of what I want to talk about with the toys here.
Oh, Trex is making an interesting. So the funny thing is that the Lego company used to have a mandatory prayer meeting every morning back in the early days. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Yeah. It was wholesome. It was wholesome.
Yeah.
A different group for sure.
A different group for sure. Yeah. So anyway, I just thought it was cool to see people chiming in about that comment, and I knew it was going to be a bit of a divisive comment. I just wanted to pull it in because, like, we're not opposed to talking about some of that stuff as long as it's relevant, and I think that is kind of relevant. I guess I was the one that did bring in the church.
The problem is those conversation points are part of a big overarching macro, which can be quite tricky to deal with in a sensitive way.
Well, it's not what we're here for. If I was here for it, I'd be spouting that all day long, and I've got my own opinions about all of that, but I'm not here for that. That's not what we're here for. So we're not going to let this be co-opted by something else. So that is about as far as we're going to go with that. But yeah, man, it's a good conversation to have. So here we go. So let's get through the last alt build, and then we're going to pull in mocks, and then we're going to wrap it up. So I think we'll probably be on for at least another half hour. I know you've got some big mocks, and I've got a decent
so it's
slideshow.
It's the 2-hour special, folks. It's the big show.
Yeah. We're probably going to be on for a little longer here. So
and again, these are and they're still the alt builds are still ace. Like, look at these. Like, this is fantastic.
Oh yes. There are more alt builds.
We told you it was the big show. We told you it was the big show.
They do not end. Yeah, I mean, any one of these. Yes, there's a little bit to be desired on some of these, but not much. I mean, this tower with the double roof out in front, with the big gate at the top of the hill, looks beautiful.
Yeah.
But man, I really like this one in the upper left here.
Yeah, so you said it. It's because it's quite coherent and like well done, and
it's almost like a manor house, like almost like it's almost civilian, like a walled civilian type of like town build.
Yeah,
it looks like he's got a big hammer. Do you see that? He's got like he's building wheels. He's got a big that's a big forge.
Yeah, they've added like a jumper and a stud to a bar.
Yeah,
and his wheelwrighting.
Yeah,
it's just like phenomenal. I think I just think this next to the castle would look good, or this just on its own. But this makes you want to add like a 16 by 32 green base plate on the side and have like a vegetable patch or something, doesn't it? For some reason, I don't know why. Like kind of bit of a farm attached to it. This one you were talking about, the top left, the nice one with the manor house with the wheelwright. It's lovely, and
you could definitely attach another 32 by 32 or even the half one, whatever that one is.
The half one, and just have like a little carrot patch or something.
Yeah, a little farm, a couple of little grapevines. I always like
maybe a goat pen or something.
Yeah. Blacksmith. I mean, wheelwright or a blacksmith. I mean, he's got the little wheels from the gatehouse down here, so it looks like.
He might well be a blacksmith, Lauren. You're right, but either or, like he's going to use a hammer at some point in both.
Well, you got a big forge and a big hammer, but if they're iron shot wheels, then you're going to be needing to have iron work on them. So either way, it is. It's a blacksmith of some sort. So this whole thing. I mean, you could even consider this like a fortified blacksmith. Like the whole set.
Yeah, the guarded blacksmith.
Yeah, the guarded blacksmith. Like that's
there you go. Take that, Crusader. Take your guarded in. We've got a guarded blacksmith. I'm just kidding.
This is kind of true to K2. Top left reminds me a bit of Bafman Bricks, Star Wars Town Mock. Yeah, he's got. Check his channel out. He's got a cool channel.
I've not seen him.
Alt builds.
Okay,
he's a Star Wars guy, but like he does a lot of cool alt builds and like doing some pretty cool stuff with the Star Wars.
My favorite Star Wars stuff in Lego is from the community, not from Lego.
Yeah, and that's his whole like mission. He's literally been like he did a whole thing about the smart bricks and the smart tags and the paywalls and all that. So he's super against
perfect.
That. Yeah, and then he did.
I'll check him out. I'll check it out.
He was basically his mission, kind of like mine, like in some regard, where my tagline and my Instagram profile is "do better," but like his is like he's about taking Star Wars and like making it as good as it can be. So that's kind of his thing, and then providing like PDFs and like instructions and inspiration to the community so they can do that too. So these all builds are amazing. This is Black Falcon.
They are.
Just imagine putting all these all builds together. Can't even imagine, dude. Top left, what do we got? Top left plus the water wheel in the ideas book.
Okay. See,
this is where it gets great.
Attention to detail there. Good call, man.
Yep. No, I'm with you
about
there.
That wheel?
All right, so that's the alt builds for Dungeon Master's Castle or Black Knight's Castle, if you call that. So let's just pull in some. Let's just start. We'll start with mine this time, and then we'll finish the show off.
For sure.
Bang, because I know you've got some massive Black Knight stuff. So,
dude, we're strapping in. Whatever. Let's go.
A lot of times, we're gonna go. We're gonna go through the whole thing. A lot of times, in my like perception of Lego and Lego Castle, I usually look at factions that are missing something. Don't have a lot of sets, then add something to it. Forgetting Black Knights had such an insane line of sets. They don't really need to be expanded. But if they were going to be, maybe they keep going into, 1998 and 2000. What would they have looked like? So here's a design here. This is the Black Knight's Toll Bridge. It's a little build. It's not too crazy. It's just on one of my favorite base plates, the little mini island one.
Lovely base plate.
Yeah, and he's just tolling this Black Falcon to go across with his goods. There it is. There's an office in the top. Wanted to use those Tudor panels. Yes. Probably could have put a red roof on this to kind of keep it a little more consistent. And there's a lot of gray here instead of black, but there is black on the tower. This is also, expanding and playing around.
But again, it's expansion, and it's not like we haven't got blue suggested with the Black Knights, have we? We've got the turret crenellations on the Sea Serpent and everything to go by. So there's more in the options. So I wouldn't say you've strayed out too much at all. It ties that flag in nice as well. So yeah, no, this is really nice. Those grey fence pieces, the short ones, quite hard to come across in that colour.
Are they? I should have just put black ones on it.
Yeah. Well, no,
doesn't matter to me.
You do what serves the build, and then it's
Yeah.
there as an example, isn't it? So no, I didn't mean it in that way. It's just
no, it's good to know though.
I'm always thinking about parts and availability because it always surprises me how some parts that can be plentiful in one color but really ill plentiful and expensive in another. I find that interesting as a person who buys Lego. But yeah, lovely roof solution. I like the little parrot use there. You've done these for quite a few different castle factions, these crossings and such, haven't you?
Yeah.
And I think Black Knights were probably in need of one. So yeah, interesting base plate choice. Yeah, it's good. I like the little cart he's sort of with his hay and the wheel axles on. It's cool.
Yeah, no, this is a dark gray bird.
No, it's just might be the lighting.
The lighting's a little funky. Yeah. So my favorite part about this is that that red gate piece in front of the horse?
Yeah.
That slides inside. You can kind of see.
Oh, cool.
Tile. Yeah, so it slides. So it is like a little stopper.
Yellow tile.
In and out. Yeah.
That's good. I like the little writing station upstairs with the spell book, the blue goblet, and the chair. I quite like that's cute. Like a little toll booth.
I'm a big fan of that goblet piece. I'm realizing it's one of my favorite. It's the half fence pieces. One of my favorite pieces of all time for some reason. I just really like it. The little half fence pieces
That's amazing.
But the goblets in all different colors. I absolutely love that piece.
If I see it, it's one of those pieces. If I'm buying off Bricklink, whatever I'm buying, it could be plates, bricks. I'll just goblets to see what goblets they've got and just take it or whatever and just accumulate loads of different colors. I haven't got many of them in blue though. Like I really love that they came in blue.
This is just Magisto's influence subconsciously on the designer. The architect.
It's his parrot.
It's his parrot and his scroll inside. The gatehouse or the toll master is living inside of Magisto's head.
The structure is Magisto's head. It's got a yellow face and a grey beard.
Yeah, it is. I like the brick built yellow black emulating the printed panel in the middle. Yeah, I would have liked to connect those, but of course it's the size. It's too small. It was too small. I wanted to keep this really compact and small, and so I could, if you built it bigger, you could put them behind it or whatever.
Now, I know I'm always here with me. You can get a sticker for that, and of course we are part purists. But I will say it in this situation, if you apply the yellow Tudor to a black panel, you do get away with
black
that.
Line.
You can keep the black line. So there's just a point. There's a point if you're open-minded to that.
Yeah. So anyway, Black Knights Toll Bridge. That's a quick one we can take a look at there. That's fun. It was a little additional one I did. And then we have this guy here coming up. We'll let this one load. So now we're out of the preloaded one, so it's going to take a little time because I'm pulling these in off of something else here.
Yeah, no worries.
I don't remember what I called this. Black Knight's Outpost, something like that. Hang on, let me pull in. Andy says, looking forward to giving this one a listen back. It's become my Tuesday morning listen. Looks like a long one. Just been dipping in and out of the live stream. Yeah, no, we appreciate any engagement you're bringing in, any comments and stuff. Thanks for the view, and definitely appreciate you watching it back. That's great. So, thank you. Here's this one. What do you think about this one?
This is lovely. What I really like about this one is how you've made a really dynamic little raised base plate, but with bricks and plates. So
that's literally what was intended. Yeah.
Little 75 green slopes, the little dungeon back, and then the water, and then of course that curved green brick is not easy to come by. I don't think
I would assume that's
a lovely
hard to find. Yeah,
it's a lovely color to get that in underneath that lerp on that one side,
out in the front of the dock. Yeah,
and it's night again, serving the Black Knights with all the classic tropes. So this is the Black Knight's answer to a little crossing over a marsh, and that's lovely for the Black Knights. I love these barred windows. There's loads I love about this. The raft's cool, like a raft with a utility. It's a bit like in the vein of the Harbour Sentry. Maybe that might have been a bit too heavy for that boat there, mate. But there's this classic Lego system when we broke those rules to make a cool vessel, so that's all good. And what I like about this one, and Andrew Orbone's giving it a 10 out of 10, and I don't think that's ill-placed rating. It's a good set. This. What I like about it is you've shown the weird tree some love from the mountain.
Oh yeah, Tricks pulled this up mountain.
Yeah, Mountain Fortress tree.
That's 100%.
We're noticing that because it's like everyone hates that tree, but
no, man, that gives this the location. That's where this one might be located, closer to where he lives. So that's what I like. I like looking at all the
Forestmen ties that in as well, because the Forestmen were in close proximity to the Crusaders, and your protagonist or antagonist, in depending on how you want to look at it, in your foreground art there is a little Forestman. So that's really nice. It's lovely.
Trees were intentional. Mini base plate. A new tiny raised base plate is an awesome idea. Thanks. Yeah, I think that's something we should be doing this more. Let's make our little brick built raised base plates and make smaller ones and stuff. That's the whole point of this was
a 16 by 32 raised base plate would have been so mint. That would have been fun. So ace. I can't wait until someone figures out how to make them.
Yeah,
it's only a matter of time.
Oh, great 100%. Stuff. Yeah.
But brick built like this is fun too, and considering your limitation, because the 75 angle is quite stark. It's hard to pull off, harder than it looks to pull that off right. And you're really given that embankment at the side of a brook. You've made that impression, but I like the curved corner brick on the other side where the little jetty is that's in green. I like that use of that piece.
Sure,
nice piece, that one.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate that. A brick built.
So that's my 10 cents on this one, Jason. I like it.
No, thank you. Yeah.
Surprise.
K2 says brick built raised base plate looks cool. I was actually confused thinking where that raised base plate came from.
Yeah, at first you're like, well, this is a raised base plate, and then it's good.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. It's like the Black Knights defeated the Forestmen at their crossing. Yeah, rebuilt it in a different way, cut down the trees. It's a completely different one. Yeah. Oh, Lauren, excuse me. Yeah. There's we got fighting in the chat. Lion Knight's about to get whooped as usual. All right, guys, play nice. Oh, I'll have to banish you, Fabulin, with my official Legoland wand.
I know. I love the Dragon Master, the Dragon Knights, Lauren. But I am an Englishman, so careful what you're saying about the Crusaders, mate. No, I'm not joking. They were horrible. But this is lovely. And I don't know if they are going to get whooped, because that raft is packing some punch.
Yeah, it's loaded for bear. It's loaded for Black Knight.
But that guy has got an axe and an Ovoid shield. So I think in this situation,
if the Crusaders have men willing to do hero leaps off of rafts,
this is it. Lionheart, mate. British Lionheart. Come on, man. Don't count us out.
That's a main character energy right there. Just full jump right off the raft into a fully armored
straight in,
axeman.
No messing. I'm going to chop your daft head off with your silly dragon shield.
He's going full hero there.
I love the other guy on the other side who's having a quick mead. He's like, what's that going on now?
He's clearly the guy that was stationed as the person in charge of this outpost, and he probably just kind of like drinks a lot out here and doesn't do much.
Yeah.
He's like,
will you keep it down out there? I'm trying to drink my tea.
We're being attacked. Let's see.
Nonsense.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna pull these, and then we'll keep the big one for the last of my mocks. There's two more mocks here, and Trick Brick, if he's still in the house, he's gonna appreciate this a lot, because he did his jungle design, but I was in so his recent video at the Jungle Temple Ruins was inspired by almost a recreation 1-to-1. He changed some things, but of a Playmobil set, and so obviously you could see similarities to this Playmobil tower that I remember when I was growing up as a kid in those old Playmobil magazines, which had very similar art to the Lego magazines, and you know you can fall down a rabbit hole with that, but. So this is the dragon tower. Now, I gave Black Knights a dragon. That's maybe reminiscent that perhaps they're going to become, the Dragon Masters, or, whatever lore you want to play. But I thought it made sense to put a dragon in this thing. It's like a big rocky old tower I got some cool kind of like hooded Black Knights, so maybe this is later on in the Black Knight era where they're kind of like more scruffy, you know. And then of course we have the winter Black Knights, the Black Knights Winter Tavern here, which there is actually PDF instructions for that one, so you can.
Oh yeah, I was going to say that one's available, isn't it, Jason?
Yeah. So
lovely set.
There we go, Trix. Yeah,
so
thank
cool.
you. So cool.
That tower is so chonk as well. Like it's lovely, sturdy piece, nice brown arch for the crane hold. Everything about that makes sense, and it's like a Dragon Masters build.
There's my
Black Knights.
Yeah. I could have done Dragon Masters, but Dragon Masters more flamboyant. They're really like architecturally even. They've got like big gargoyles that drop like fire, and it's just like I wanted to keep it a little more grounded when I designed this one.
And it suits the stone panel piece, and Dragon Masters didn't have that. That was Black Knights. So yeah, I agree. It's cool. And again, thinking about that custom lore where maybe these guys either awoke or aligned with or became even the Dragon Masters, it's consistent with that as well. Yeah, I remember seeing this mock of yours very early on and thinking this is a cool solution to give the Black Knights a dragon. So yeah, good burp use as well. It's like
yeah. Go ahead.
I think there's something in this though, finding old classic toys that you love the composition of and then recreating them with the best matching faction and Lego pieces. I think there's something in it because you're right, Trixbrix's Aztec mock that he's just done was fantastic. This is a great way of doing it. It looks fantastic and definitely bears that resemblance. So didn't we do one when we talked about RoboForce a few weeks ago, didn't we?
Oh yeah, there was there was the old toy. At the beginning. There was the old toy called RoboForce that had.
We even said then, exactly, and we even said then this would look cool as Lego sets. So maybe there's something in that. Looking back at those 80s toys and doing that, but yeah, no, these are more great additions.
Thanks. Yeah, definitely love this one. Says Lorem System. I really like the idea of stealing from Playmobil. Yeah. We got the Microsoft Paint rope that I put in there, so that's kind of fun.
Which you can't tell until Jason says that it looks legit, and then as soon as he says it, you can tell.
Yeah, then you're like, oh wait, that's just drawn in.
It's good though.
Let's see here.
No, but it's like it serves the thing.
Yeah.
Well,
Glamox, thank you. I appreciate that, man. Says he recently built the Winter Tavern, 5 stars, would recommend. Yeah, this one was a kind of an experiment in not using wall panels, and so there's brick built stone wall panels, and I built them like the wall panels, like that you build it as a sub model, and then you just put it in as the build. So it was kind of an experiment on how to do that. I don't know, where it's like you don't need these old panels with wall panels.
I remember an old post of yours. You showed.
Yeah.
You showed everyone, didn't you, how to make that with the new thing?
Yeah.
It's good. It looks dead like it, and it gives it another feel. That's a lovely build.
Integrated the brown tree.
The brown trees.
Chef's kiss. Okay, so that's the Dragon Masters Tower. Or not Dragon Masters.
With so much black.
Yeah. A lot of black in there for sure. A big old portcullis that comes down and everything.
Go ahead. So the with so much black, the brown cuts it nicely. Sorry, I think there's a bit of a lag developed as well. I'm not talking over you on purpose.
No, you're good. Do you want to rejoin real quick? Do you think that might fix the delay? We could do that.
It seems to have fixed itself now, actually.
Okay, well, if
it keeps going, I'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed that we were kind of talking over each other a little bit because that's what happens with delay. So, let me pull in my final.
Sorry about that. I'm not doing it on purpose.
Black Knights, you're good. Let me pull in the final Black Knights one here, and then we'll get your mocks up after this.
No worries, dude.
All right. Sorry for the dead air there for a bit. This is the Black Knights Iron Stronghold. And shout out to the person who did this fan art, this box art. I didn't do this art. Someone else did this. And they actually preferred not to be tagged or named, but they sent me an email with this art that they had done of my design. So that's pretty cool. So I decided to use that for this one.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
I
this
know what you
one,
mean.
did it come up? Do you see this? I think we might.
It's still black and loading on my side.
Okay. It's on mine. Why don't you jump out and jump back in? Because I think you're having a bit of a lag on your end because we've got comments.
Yeah, do you want me to, I'll jump out. Yeah. Shall I use the same link, or are you going to send?
I can send you another one, but you should be able to use the same link. Okay, we're gonna see if we can reboot. We're gonna try and reboot Jim here. You should be able to pop back in. Yes, K2. This is the same one that Duck Bricks did review. So if you want a full breakdown of the set, and even so the pricing, although that video is several years old now, so the pricing might be a little different now. But this one is the one that Duck Bricks did. So this was kind of it's funny because this I won't say this put me on the map, if you will, but when I designed it through this on Instagram, I mean, this is really what kind of took off and people really got into some of the stuff I was doing. It was this one here. I call this the Black Knight's Iron Stronghold. You can see some features. There's murder holes right there for people who were part of that earlier discussion. We got a little sneaky smuggler in the back wall here. You can smuggle barrels out through the back, or potentially people, or whatever you want to do if you're escaping here. And there's like some areas underneath the throne room for like treasure chests and such. So this was my what if the Black Knight's Dungeon Master's Castle basically just got just a huge upgrade, and what would this maybe look like? So we have a keep tower in the back. We got a big old gatehouse. We got a side gate with a bit of a moat, and so yeah, that was kind of my contribution to maybe taking Black Knights to the next level here. Retro's trying to join here. Hopefully we can get him back in because I'm excited to see his contributions to Black Knights as well. Yeah. Michael says, looks great. This looks so great. Thank you. And then we got the looks mega. It says Chris Jones. And let's see if I can get a couple of other ones. Gigantic, major achievement. Thank you, Glad. Yeah, I mean, it is big. It was one of the first PDFs I did as well. It was a big learning curve for me to try and make something this size. With then trying to create a PDF for it. So yeah, it was a pretty big achievement, or not achievement, a pretty tricky.
Well, it is an achievement. It's mental. It's massive. Look at the size of it. How long did it take you to do these instructions?
Few weeks for sure. Probably a month. I was learning the program too, though. I was learning the whole thing. So
it's amazing, dude.
Yeah. Let's see.
Start with this one?
This is what I dreamed of making back in the day. Excellent Castle. Thank you, Lauren. Sorry, I was preoccupied a little bit while I was talking because I was trying to send you another link if you needed.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
So I was just a little meandering.
I just came back on the old one and is everything okay now? Can you hear me and everything?
Seems like we're good. So let's just keep trucking along. I'm glad you're able to join back.
Thanks, dude.
So this is the Black Knight's Iron Stronghold. Let me pull up a couple more comments, and I got another shot of it too. So let me get that for you guys too. Pull that on here. Here we go. Let's see. I love the arches in front of the yellow panels. Thanks. Yeah. It was kind of an attempt to, how do I spruce up or dress up some of the existing parts and kind of make it feel like it was pulled a little bit more into the modern age while still using a lot of the old classic stuff. So,
wow.
I'm building this IRL would be a bit of an investment. Might need to skip the white plume. Yeah. So that's That's like anything that I do. If there's a color variant on a piece that's hard to get, or like say the plumes, or even every single minifig in this, Duck Bricks did this, as well, and he
can
didn't.
sub it out.
Yeah, he didn't include any of these figs. He put his own minifigs in it just for kicks, so he didn't bother with that. You're gonna get 2 of these flags, one hanging behind the throne, one hanging up here. This is the difference between like. Ideal, like building it perfectly, which actually a couple of people have sent me photos and they actually built it down to the white plumes and the 2 flags and everything. Like they're doing it all the way. But you could build the bulk of this. Honestly, a lot of it comes right off of Pick a Brick still.
And the black corner panels are quite plentiful. The wider ones, the extra large ones from the Royal Knights, are a little bit harder to find in this quantity. Because I've collected all the parts for this castle. This was one of the first things I started collecting, so I know which bits of this are tricky. The plate, the rounded plate 6x6 in blue from the water at the bottom, that's quite rare. But you could probably sub that out for the angled one, which is much more plentiful, just to get away with it if you wanted. So there's always a way around. But there are a few rare bits. But I think with this one, it's the quantity of parts that
if you own Black Knight's Dungeon Master's Castle, or both Black Knight's Castle and Dungeon Master's Castle, you're well on your way actually to building this. Now, obviously, it's not an all build. There's way too much going on here. But you're going to have the portcullis. You're going to have 2 of the 3 wall panels you need with the yellow. You're going to have a lot of parts already that you're going to want out of those if you have one of those Black Knight's castles, really. So that'll really put you up ahead. But if you are building from scratch, it's going to cost a bit. I have most of this, actually. I haven't built it in real life myself, but I have most of the parts I need in a bin sitting somewhere. So I've been picking away at it and trying to get the parts collected to build it myself. I know I have pretty much all the parts. I might need another big flag. I can't remember if I have 2 of those.
But I think mine. So I've got 1 stickered and 1 real big flag. So I'll put the stickered one behind the king, behind the old red there. But it's a tough one to collect for, but it's not impossible by any means. And a lot of this stuff happens over time. Again, with collecting. But I'll look forward to making this one. I think you should make it, dude. I think you'll enjoy that when you get around to it.
I should make it and make a video.
Yeah, I was going to say, because this is like your magnum opus, isn't it? This is a massive set for you and your style.
That's what I'm saying. This was the one I kind of claim, or I kind of credit this one putting me on the map a little bit. Like people really started getting behind what I was doing once I put this one together. Let's pull up a couple comments and then we'll keep moving along here. Do you have any tips for making instructions, Jason? Could be a topic, another place and time. Yeah. So Trick Bricks says don't do it. It's far too painful. So there's your tip. Yes, I think that could be. See, I'm toying with the idea of doing like solo live streams on another day during the week, and I think that would be maybe what I would do is lean into like me on studio or designing, or like tips for like all of this, like more personal kind of opinions and or designs and tips and things.
That'd be good, man.
Process, but I don't know, man. I it's not as fun and it's not as easy to stream by yourself, just talking into the camera and engaging in whoever's on the chat.
I know what you mean. It's all in the prep with that. I've had the same thoughts. Like I've been building Jason's models all weekend, just off eye. I haven't even had the instructions. I've been just trying to build them by eye, and I've had such a fantastic time that at several points through that process, I was like, dude, I should video log this and do something because this has been so fun and there's been some really cool parts that are but it's all in the prep with that stuff. I think when you're on the solo, you've got to really prepare. But I think you'd do something fantastic like that, and a lot of your existing work on YouTube is very impressive in that vein. So you should do that if you want to. I haven't got enough kind things to say about this castle. I know. Did you mention before that you got some critique about the helter-skelter nature of it? I just think that that's so indicative of classic Lego Castle. That how do you not want that? I want all those roofs at different angles and stuff. That's what I want to see. Those different levels. It's what makes the build look so grandiose. And it's not the maddest part count in the world, is it?
No, it's not. It is it's a little over 2,000. I think 2,500 pieces. It's not even that crazy. It's just it is a lot of like
a lot of
panels and stuff like that. So it's like this is what you could do if you were like in the heyday of the 1990. 4 or whatever. And
if you've got all the big castles at the time, you could make something
it's like
like that.
That's kind of the epitome of what I thought of as a kid looking at these things and like, what would I do if I had all of these sets? And this is something that I would do. So it's kind of a combination of that versus also just like, what would a big Black Knight's castle look like? So this is kind of what that
like
would
a
look
UCS collector.
Yeah, this is literally, that's what I used to call it. Actually, it was the UCS Black Knight's castle. It's like that, or
but UCS if it was classic parts.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. And I've toyed with the idea of making more like castles in this scale for the different factions and using more modern updated parts. That's what Trix is good at. He usually tries to be pretty comprehensive of the things that he's doing and parts wise and cost. This is like ultimate collectors, like in the sense that like you already have a bunch of this stuff and you just want to build something different.
This is a luxury build. Say it for what it is.
It is.
This is a false luxury, sir.
Yeah,
this is the duck feather pillow of luxury classic castles. But no, it's fantastic. It's a great build.
Chris Jones got a dip. Gotta go. It's been great. See ya. Thanks so much for joining.
Thanks for sticking around. We know it's been a long one. It's just one of those factions, but
thank you, Andrew.
That's a great idea.
Let's see. There's a couple more comments here. What?
Do you want me to pull anything in?
You go ahead, and I think there should be room for yours. So let's just pull yours in while I'm finishing off with the comments here.
No worries.
Let's see. Yeah, Brickstop After Dark. Oh, you're saying great idea, Andrew, to the solo streams. Yeah, I mean, it's something I'm still kind of processing. I'm not sure if I want to commit more time to it, but it would help the channel too. So the more the better, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. There was something else. Oh, I wanted to bring this up, Crusader. Yeah, I do have tips on making instructions. I know we were like, don't do it. It's painful. It is. It's a pretty difficult process. There's a lot involved, and there's a bit of a learning curve. And I had to do that before it was like a big thing. This was kind of where Rebrickable was just taking off, and I was learning this stuff. There was no YouTube tutorials. I was doing it all myself. I had to figure it all out by myself. So yeah, I've got maybe a different perspective than some people who are coming into it now, and they can look up some videos and things like that to help them out. But I would like to talk about that at some point. So not to be tongue in cheek, like with the whole "don't do it." It is a commitment.
No,
it's gonna be it's a process. So
that is just to prepare people for the fact that it's not just a quick walk in the park. Like, it's a different kettle of fish. I could make 6 mocks in the time it would take to make instructions for 1. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just how it is. But you can get quicker with it, like you say. I know you gave me a bit of advice about staging things and grouping things along the way. So there are ways to mitigate it, so it's not so bad. But yeah, that would be good to hear you talk about, Jason.
Thank you. Yeah. Do you use old gray like bluish gray for this? So this is done in old gray because of these wide crenellation pieces that go over those extra large corner panels.
That's where I'm snookered.
Most of this can be done in light bluish gray if you wanted to. That was the thing. I think that's also what Doug Brooks was saying when he built it. He said you could do most of it off of the pick a brick for fairly inexpensively, a few $100, I think. Fairly expensive, a few $100. I'm one to talk. That's not that cheap. But as opposed to like $500 to $1,000.
I did this for about 300, 250, something like that. 250, 300 quid.
Yeah. So, but if you
I haven't got those crenellations.
Right. Well, and if you wanted that, so those will stick out. There's some some workarounds with new gray parts and stuff to kind of get those big corners done. But if you either do it all with light bluish gray and dark bluish gray and then just sub those in, or just use an old gray and then it's going to stick out a little bit color wise. There's a few light bluish gray pieces on here just because they didn't come in old gray. I'm not sure. Some arch or some like some of the cheese wedges and stuff, right? The cheese.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not like that. So I mixed it. People, I'm not opposed to mixing those. Some people don't like that and hate that, but Yeah, that's the answer to that. It is a mix.
Well, it's potentially another way to achieve texture with some different tones or like a gradient with different shades of grey. But I personally don't like how they sit together, but I don't recoil in disgust when I see someone else do it. So it's whatever, isn't it?
Lorem System says if I ever made instructions, it would be like 4 to 6 steps, like back in the day. Lucky to get a breakdown shot.
Yeah, just super hard mode.
So, I mean, the way I did these instructions was very indicative of the original Castle instructions. Yeah. It's like that. There's a decent amount of parts in each page. I do, of course, do breakdowns for the, the sub builds that you put inside.
I will say that, Lorem, I built the Armada one a few weeks ago with Jason's instructions, and they were really easy to follow, and they were very much like the old-fashioned ones. They don't like hold your hand through it. There's quite a lot of stages on each page, but they were easy to follow, and they were very much like this specific era of Lego, actually Dungeon Masters era of Lego instruction. So yeah, Jason has got really good quality instructions for the ones he's got.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Well, and that's
shameless plug for you there, mate. But I have built one, and credit where credit's due. They were good instructions.
Thanks. Yeah. Well, and that I mean, you can. And that's where it kind of comes down. And when I was talking Trick Bricks, I kind of gave him a couple of pointers too, because he put the instruction book together for the Jungle Ruins that he just launched on YouTube. And so, I was talking to him about it a little bit. And really what it comes down to is how do you want them to look? And 90% of the instructions on Rebrickable are just sloppy. They're a mess. I mean, and some of them don't even build real things. Like they're digital, and so people just don't quite have the grasp of if I put this in reality, it will work or not, right? No. So the time invested is the quality of the product at the end, right? So, for me, I take a lot of time and I labor over the layout. None of my call outs or bubbles are covering any of the actual designs and like of the image, right? So like all of it's laid out in a way that is very user friendly and very easy to and pleasing to look at. So but if you're gonna do that, you're gonna spend a lot more time than just almost running kind of auto-generated page layout.
Yeah. And like anything, if you put your care and attention into it, it's going to take some time, but the reward's going to be better. So that's like anything, isn't it? So, yeah.
That's a good question. Bricks and Figs Collectibles, have you submitted this mock to the Bricklink Design Series before?
Could you?
Couldn't. No, you just can't. I could potentially. Yeah, I could potentially rework something similar to this. A lot of work and time to do that. But yeah, the parts palette is so limited on Bricklink Design Program. Yeah. You could submit this to Lego Ideas. They don't care. You can use vintage parts because it's an idea.
Because it's just an idea.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know about that. I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, no, there's a little bit of limitation in the Lego Ideas stuff. I think there is like a certain part cap. You shouldn't probably go over like 8,000 pieces or something.
Okay. But there's more wiggle room.
Yeah, and it's more like the restrictions on Lego Ideas submissions are more like licensed stuff. If they already have a license for it, sometimes there's some issues, or if they know they can't get a license for something, they won't let you push it through. But on the Bricklink Design Program, that's stringent. Like you have to use the exact right colors and the exact right parts, and the exact minifigs. Like you can't go outside of those bounds at all. So. I would have to basically redesign this entire thing.
You'd have to do what you did with the Riverman's Watchtower to Rose Tower. You'd have to bring it to the new palette.
Yeah, and
I'd love to see you do that to Black Knights. I'd love to see
cool. We could try
your newer style with Black Knights. That'd be great. But yeah, it would be a different thing, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be this.
Yeah, it would be. It wouldn't be what we see here. Also, I'm going to be honest, as much as I appreciate people thinking this would do well on something like Bricklink Design Program, I don't know that it would. I mean, there's castles that are similar to this on there. People don't seem to like this on Bricklink Design. They love gray, kind of colorless, boring, like Wild West stores and like, whatever.
They love like the first wave of things over and over and over again. They don't like anything new.
They'd be like,
"Oh, dare bring a primary color into the
What is this red roof? How dare you? Why is this not dark red with like olive green moss on it?"
He's using primary colors.
Yeah, so I don't know. No, that's a little dig at Bricklink Design Pro. But I put a lot of color in my builds. A lot of people don't like that. They like, at least for the Bricklinks stuff, it doesn't seem to go well. There's a lot of muted, drab-looking builds that usually get through. So, let's see. Do you want to pull this one up, Jim, or you want to read that one real quick?
Arts Lego is saying thoughts on the different eras of castle, i.e. fantasy, classic, modern, building techniques and themes wise. Loads of thoughts on that. I've got a whole other video, and I will save that for the other video because I've got lots of unpopular opinions about that. But I'm glad you brought that up. But we'll talk about that at the time because I don't like what happened after this.
yeah, I think most of the kind of the group that we have here is pretty classic oriented. I would say I kind of, like I was saying, the lore that I originally was writing was from Yellow Castle to Knights Kingdom 1. The only reason I bring Knights Kingdom 1 in is because there are elements to that I think do have some reminiscent stuff of some of the stuff that came before. It kind of fits to me. Some people would cut it off at Fright Nights, but I mean, that's kind of where we kind of float, is the classic era of things now. There's so much that goes wrong after that, but then it all starts to get better, and I think Fantasy Era and Vikings and some of these other things that come after have a lot of charm and a lot of things to love about them. That would be a good video. We could do a video instead of these slides of one faction. We could do themes inside of the castle, so like Fantasy Era talked about that for 10-15 minutes, Knights Kingdom 1 and 2 talk about
zoom out a little bit,
get kind of a big picture. So
I think that's a good shout. That's a good shout. And with this show we can afford to do things that are a bit differently like that, I think so. That's a good idea.
I mean, this is sentiment held a lot by people our age. Lorem System, honestly, a lot of what Lego was loved for is not coming from Lego today. I would say either not coming from Lego today or coming in a different packaging and a different presentation, like the Lion Knight's Castle, like, the Medieval Market. I mean, those are things that are indicative of what we loved back then, but they're in like big $200, $250 sets, targeted towards adults. And so I get what you're saying though. We're not getting like these complete castle themes like we used to get with like $5 catapults and like, all of that. So, all right, man. So that's believe it or not, that's the short answer to that question. All right, let's pull in this guy here. So let's see.
So I put them on in chronological order.
Okay, we're going to do chronological. So we're going to add this one to yours here.
So so this is like me literally one of my first outings on Studio. So I know that this is just nuts. It's too much, and the render's not amazing either. But I didn't even know how to do that properly at the time. But I thought I'd just include it very briefly. We don't have to spend long on this, just a minute or so. But I thought I'd just show, because it marks a progression for me, and B, it was me kind of thinking about a potential scale for this faction. In my head, they were just massive, and bigger is better. So it's got like a weird little sort of nod to the Wolfpack Tower on the back entrance to the castle. It's very, very large, a lot of towers copied and pasted on this one. But again, this represents me kind of spiraling into the freedom that Studio gives you.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, you can speak to that a little bit. I mean, here you can see the use of these printed panels and just the scale here is hard for a lot of people to accomplish in real life just because of limitations. But when you're on Studio, you can imagine and then present something that in real life maybe never would have been seen. So that's cool.
Exactly. And that's kind of what this build represents, which is why I didn't delete it, because I'm not necessarily, because it is nuts. I do understand, but it represents something. And also, I can't tell you how much fun I had making this. I was on holiday in the lodge in Wales. It was like kind of a winter holiday, so when you're kind of cozy indoors with some nice snacks and a hot chocolate, sort of that. It was Christmas time, and I was building this. So I had the time of my life building this, but it is nuts, and it is a bit ill feasible. But this was me kind of just going mental.
We're getting a lot of wows in the chat here.
Yeah, it is. It's a bit. I went a bit too crazy. This was a bit too much.
Yeah, it looks like what stuff adults back in the day would build with their adult money.
yeah. If only we could just go back and raid Toys R Us.
I'm just dropping in the comments, so if you want to point out anyone in particular.
No, cool. Drop them in, man. It's cool. It's all good. I'm just looking at it on full. Let me.
There it is. There we were.
Yeah, we've got those bringing us back. K2 Films bringing us back to point. But yeah, $600 just for the cypress trees. We're talking a luxury build, Lauren. What are you trying to say?
Yeah. No, this is such a scale. It looks almost, this is not an insult in any way, but it's
no.
almost
Please,
like
speak freely. Don't worry about that.
No, I mean it kind of reminds me of a castle like built in Minecraft. Like it's so massive, and you got like those large parts, or not large parts, but the chunkier, like kind of you opted for brick built crenellations on those towers. Oh, because you made them, you divided the corners by 2 wide window panels, so those
so I had to
the castle tops wouldn't work. Yeah.
So
no, this is great. I mean, I love the meandering like amount of just, you can tell that the build took you where it wanted to. You let it go. Like you're like, I'm just
I let go. I would literally let go.
Why not? So I all the way down.
I probably had a couple of beers when I was making this.
Well, that just makes it better, right? Like I love the offset, tower at the top.
Yeah.
I just really like that profile and the all the like
creeping over the
tower.
top.
Just kind of coming up like almost like fantasy wizard, like some wizard lives up there, right? Like the people in the castle don't see him very often, but he's like up there doing his thing, like in a dark room. Like I don't know, it's just cool looking. I like it. It's got
I do like it. I think about like the last thing I added that little Wolfpack tower at the back, that little sort of blatant nod where the ghost is. That's my favorite part.
I see that. Yeah. It's just the little the bridge in the back there.
It's just like
the actual dimensions.
Big tricks. It's like, so the gates, you can't see them dead clear, but the gates at the front are 12 studs wide. No, even longer, because there's a 2x6 in the middle of the 2 6x6, so that's 14, and that's just the middle of the gatehouse. Then octagon. So they're all, the trick with this was all the towers on this, and I remember this bit. All of the towers are built on these, like the octagonal plate.
Yes. Yep.
These bad boys, so that all of the towers are built on them, and then there's one of those on each floor. This is just a pile of grey plates, but you get the picture. They're all, it stacks up like that. So you've got the corner panels here, and then the little window arch, then corner panel. So that's the plate basis. And then, of course, because they started making the slightly longer facets, you can just facet around the top with them. So that was the principle there. So yeah, it's pretty big tricks. I don't know about the exact dimensions. I'd have to get it up in studio on my old Mac and measure it and stuff. But it's pretty big.
Well, I think you're gonna get a decent understanding of the scale, considering the size of the cypress trees next to it and how small they are, and then just minifigs. I think that's one of the better ways. People forget you can kind of gauge a size of something by the minifigs next to it, and some of these new sets and things I'll look at, I'm like, oh, they don't look at it big, and then you're like, oh, hang on, like that's a minifig up there next to that thing. So it's like, oh, that set's actually pretty big, especially with Lego boxes now. They like
the boxes. I think it's like 6 stories high at its highest, maybe 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like 6. If you count the turret as a story, then it's 7. So you could stick a little skeleton up there in that roof. Let's see. Sure. Arch Lego says, you better not show some interior empty spaces, otherwise Jamie will come up with a weapons rack for it.
Okay. That's cool, though. He makes some great interior additions. I love that. I do try and put interiors in as much as I can with my more recent builds all the time. At this point, there will have been rooms in here that are just empty. I'm not going to lie and say that this was,
inaccessible.
Yeah, exactly. Inaccessible. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, people do that in real life. Lorms, whoever gets the dimension wins a white dragon plumes. People do that in real life. You know, you get to these brick shows and stuff, and they'll build a big old castle, and it's just a bunch of closed towers with like empty spaces inside, zero interior. And I get like, you know, you can't really display some interior at a brick convention, depending on if it's an open build or a stack or something like that. But man,
so what's interesting?
Big empty rooms can't do it.
No, I don't. I have too much fun making interiors to leave anything empty now. And now that it's on my radar, it's a bit of an OCD thing. I can't have empty stuff. It's probably the other way. So this I actually refined, and the last mock that I'll show today will be sort of the refined, me revisiting this idea 2 years after with 2 years studio experience. So yeah, there's one in the middle. So that's that one. I'll leave that one there. It's a bit nuts, but I thought I'd just show it to mark the beginning of my studio career.
Yeah.
And this is trying to use more newer parts. So this one has a brick built door. This one has the blue 4x4 panels, not the old school ones. This one is a bit more Bricklink BDP compatible. Not that I would enter it because it's.
I would buy the hell out of this set. This is
but
fantastic.
Yeah, cheers, dude. I appreciate that. Again, I am always a bit decoration heavy, and sometimes I look back on that and think, oh, Jim, that was too much. But that is kind of my style on some builds, so I do stand by it a bit. This would be a bit of a time-consuming one to build. There's lots of little brick steps, but it's not impossible.
I do see some of these arrow loops built sideways and stuff like that in the walls here. So there's a lot of little intricate details for sure.
Yes, no. If you look, it's hard to see them on the black brick, but if you, I'm glad you noticed those, Jason, because those on that middle layer were an addition that I thought about. I love the idea that maybe blue is the Tudor panel color of choice for the Black Knights. Thank you, Trix. Bless you. I appreciate that. I love the idea of having a blue Tudor panel. I've got some of the stickers for the original Tudor panel in blue that I want to use for Black Knights at some point.
Awesome.
Again, on the next build, we'll look at that. But what I like about this is there's two little stables below the two.
Yeah.
I like that bit.
Looks great.
I've got interior stuff for this. This has got a full decked out interior.
Yeah, where's that slide? What the heck?
Well, because I can pull it in now, because we've been going on so long, I didn't want to take up.
No. I need to see the. I will just drop
it. I will just drop you the interior on this one because I did spend quite a lot of time on the back.
This is great. This is one of my favorite builds from yours.
The last one now, it's called Mid-Main Back.
I'll pull that one in next, but I just wanted to say a couple of things here.
Yeah, sure.
One, I like the kind of almost reverse treatment for the battlement in the roof. Instead of on top of the roof, you've built the roof in between, or it built the battlement tower area in between the two roof pieces.
Separated it to two.
Kind of like that. Yeah, it's kind of like a almost reverse because we like it coming off the top.
Of course.
That works well. I also like this. It's almost palm tree reminiscent.
I know it's. I don't know why. I was trying to get into this using the newer black tube parts for the black castle trees. And then I sort of basically, I think I spent so much time on the little details of this build. I was like, I'll just do these two little branches. That'll be enough. And it's just at this angle, it just happens to pop out and look a bit palm tree-esque.
Let me speak to that, and then we'll read this comment. I probably shouldn't.
Sure.
Well, actually, let me read this.
That's all right. That's okay.
Your style is legit, Jim. Love the textures and the balance of the new and old aesthetic. What I like about this tree is it gives a question mark for the location of this design. Yes, it could definitely just be in Lego Castle with a fun tree next to it. However, kind of gives the idea that maybe this is a more exotic location for where the Black Knights have a outpost, right? So I could see this even being Black Knights in the Holy Land, Crusaders and things like that. Maybe they joined the Crusades or something like that.
On the Sea Serpents.
Yeah. And it's a guarded, like fortified stable out in another area or even in a different country. So, you might have been just playing with the idea of trying to use those new parts like they did with the new Forestman's Outpost or Forestman's Hideout. But I think it adds a mystery to the build that actually brings a lot of story. And then especially with this wagon coming in here, this armor wagon or this weapons wagon kind of thing here. It just kind of gives like this different location. It actually brings a ton of fascination to the build for me. So.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I really enjoy it, and again, I gave it the old Masonic checkered floor. Put the knight in there. Got a little maiden up at the top. Blacksmith down at the bottom, hard at work, making everything from window frames to helmets.
Perfect.
Yeah, just something in there just to add to it a little bit, and kept that idea of the decoration at the front of the Dungeon Masters with the 2 plumes. I always kind of have that in mind. Yeah, Glatmox, thank you, and I'm really enjoying this 16 by 32 base plate style at the moment. I'm having a lot of love. A, because I can get more of them on my shelf, but B, if you start piling up and building high and chonk, you can fill up a 16 by 32 like you do a 32 by 32 with that Western composition we've been talking about for the last few weeks.
Sure.
This is a different way to do it. So
I like it, man. I like the cutaway of the red roofs here. That just adds more interest and play value, and just storage areas. Just more.
Well, yeah, just like to show off the loot and a bit different. Again, I'm kind of getting. I showed you that little mock I was working on over the weekend with maybe too much play access, but I've been playing with this idea of the play access area, and I've decided that. I know that there's people who don't like the Doll's House thing. We've talked about that before. That they like everything, but for me, I want to see that interior. I want to cut away. If it's not a hinge, I want to be able to get in, have a look at the idea, because to me that's just as valuable as the front. And the fact that I can turn it around and there's a whole new world in there as well. It's just, I'm a fan of it. I don't mind the Doll's House thing.
Here's the thing, man. I never had an issue with it until some people started commenting on some of my stuff. But like, I'd rather a Doll's House cutaway back than no interior.
Exactly.
And I'm not a huge. Oh, go ahead.
No. You can.
I'm not a huge fan of the stacking modular design because, you can't display that. You can't open it up unless you're like actually pulling the thing apart to look inside of it, and then it's just a specific. Let's look inside and close it back up. Whereas like
also. If you've got fat hands like me, it's a bit tricky to break it up. So I think whereas what you were saying, the Doll's House thing, you can display it that way. Then when you're bored, you can turn it around, display it like that for a month, then turn it around. I'm just with you on that one, mate.
The hinge. Sometimes that adds a new way the build looks from the front, but it also can be displayed in the back, or it's just a way to open it, and you can actually leave it open as opposed to you can't leave a stacker unstacked unless it's just stacked next to itself. It looks stupid.
No way.
I don't know. I get you couldn't really. Well, no, you could actually do all of the modulars hinging. I suppose they did the haunted house like that. So I don't know, but I mean, it does add some design issues. But I'm not hating on modulars. I think they're cool.
I've used that thing. I've got that stacking room thing where you use the 4x1 with the 2 studs and the blank in the middle, and have a nice clasp that you can take off. I know you did it a bit on the Riverman's Watchtower, didn't you? So it's not like we haven't done this thing, but I think we're being honest about what we like in a mock, and I like the open back. I think it's cool to see.
I think it's totally acceptable. Likes the brown fenders, Spacer Nate.
Yeah, it's sort of getting a bit like architecture with the wheel arches and stuff. Yeah, thanks for that. I'm glad you noticed that, Spacer Nate, because that was a conscious thought.
Yeah, this would be fun. I did one for Black Falcons, very similar to what you're talking about here. Andrew. I think you might remember that. It's one of my older ones.
It's great, that one is. Yeah, you're right, Andrew, though. It's true. Accessibility feature. You're right, Lauren. Yeah, let's tell it like it is.
Most people don't like the hanging dollhouse style now. Some people don't. That I literally got almost the only criticism I received on my first Bricklink design submission, the big River Knights Watchtower, was that, and it was more than one person. It was a couple of YouTubers looking at it, and it was a couple of comments directly on the build saying "Oh, it's the coolest thing ever, except the back. I hate the open back." It's I was like, okay, so you hate 90% of everything Lego's ever done because
that just makes me want to make mocks with the back twice on both sides of the
ring. I want to.
Everything is accessible.
Only one face.
Spite them by making everything Doll's House 360.
Let's make the whole mock 360 just open. Accessible.
Ludicrous these people are, Jason. They are ludicrous. But here I've just done a little bit of interior, so I thought I'd just show it off.
It's great. I'm glad we pulled this in.
Yeah, and this is before I learned how to light the interior. Shout out to Nervous Blackton engineer for teaching me how to make some luminosity inside. So this is the last of the dark corridors on my end. So yeah, that was my mid-size mock, if you like, for the Black Knight.
I love it.
And I have just one more.
Subversion of typical design language. Yeah, let's see. Interesting. And what is it? Hilarious to me that people are annoyed about the dollhouse. Yeah, we're just on that. We're all kind of saying the same thing, I think. Yeah, that's what I say. I mean, yeah. When you bring that as a critique to any Lego design, then you got to stand on business and say you don't like 90% of Lego's designs, because 90%, including most of the Friends stuff, most of the current Lego City stuff, and all of the old stuff, not all, but most of it, is all open bag. And so that's how you access the back. Like, that's how you access the rooms, is mostly from the back like that. So that and it's actually a very smart design choice in the sense of like how they decided to do most of their sets. Yeah. Have the front closed up, look like a official building. You can display it that way from the front, and then you just flip it around if you guys want to play with it. Things open up, back opens up, you can get inside. So that just makes a lot of sense design-wise. As a toy, any toy, and actually there's an incredible amount of toys that are designed like that aren't Lego.
Yeah, so that's true. That's true. So that's my mid one. And I'll just bring in. So this is me refining that first idea a little bit.
I do like.
It's a bit UCS. I was just going to say it's a bit UCS, but a lot of parts again. But this is a bit more of a refined approach. And I swapped out light grey for dark grey just to give it a bit of a different attitude.
I'm playing with some colors, man. Gonna have to say I love Blue Tudor, and I might need to start integrating some Blue Tudor ideas into some new set designs coming up here. And also that courtyard with those two Dragon Master style, dark Dragon's Den.
Well, that plays into your lore that there was an affiliation or something between them. So that
courtyard's pretty nice. I like that it's just a fenced area out front. It's not defensive.
Yeah, it's not fortified. It's a bit of a different. There's a different vibe here. So it's not a castle. It's more of a manor, right? A manor, like it's kind of inspired by your Wolfpack Manor House sort of vibe, like just a bit of a hangout. Oh, what was that one that we looked at in the Alt build about an hour ago? The one where we said this is not the castle, but this is where you'd go when you were retreating or whatever. So there's a bit like that.
Galatmar, Blue Tudor, Bluter.
Bluter, man. I got myself some sweet Bluter here, so you can get these from Brick Sticker Shop.
Wow.
Or you can get, I think Brick Monarch does print them, or might still print ones.
Yeah, I think he's still got some
Andrew's
stuff up on the shop.
So definitely hit Andrew up if you're in America, but if you're in Europe, Brick Sticker Shop do a really good job with them. And I've just realized by opening that and showing that off and thinking I'm flexing, I don't have the corner ones in blue for some reason. I thought I did. So I need to put an order in. I thought I'd bought them all. I've got corners and straights in every primary color of them, but for some reason I've only got the straight in blue. So that'll have to go in. But yeah, they are. It does look really cool with the black and the red roof. It looks dead cool. So yeah, it's this was a bit of a mad one. This was another. So a couple of years later, off the big one that I showed you at the beginning, this is done on another trip to Wales. This was so we were in the same lodge again, just hanging out in that nice chill zone. And this is the one I came up with. So this is probably my best performing post on Instagram. It's just shy of 2,000 likes, which for me, it's not. I'm not flexing because I'm not that big. I'm very unknown, really. But for me, that is a massive deal just for doing something that I love. That I'm not trying to monetize. I'm not trying to get likes or follows. I'm just trying to make something that I love. That I know a lot of my peers and people that also love this love too. And it's lovely to see how the community reacts to this. So
yeah. I mean, 2,000 likes is pretty big. I mean, look, Instagram's changed so much over the years too. I was talking to somebody else about this, but like, oh, hang on 1 second here. Do you still make it? There we go.
It's fine. You're back.
Yeah, I just cut out for a second. Instagram, yeah. I mean, I was getting like 2,000-3,000 likes on like little dorky posts like a couple of years ago, and now I put like a ton of effort into a post and it gets like 900 likes max, so the algorithms play with you, but like that's a decent amount of love on a post like this. So I'm happy for you, man. That's pretty cool. Yeah, man, I like this. I like all the little like dormer windows and stuff. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, a little bit of a square approach to the dormer window. It's not the best dormer window I've ever pulled off, but it's a quick fix and it gives you that impression. And I use brackets with this one instead of the hinge. That's why it's so square looking. But but it just fit nicely, and I wanted to make sure that I could actually build it that way in real life. And then I wasn't just, it's difficult sometimes in studio with the odd thing you try and do and you think, I think that will work in real life, but I can't be 100% sure until I build it. That one, I have actually tried that and it does work. So another note, as we talk about building a raised base plate, just a little homage to you.
I was going to say, yeah.
That's Green Burps from that weird set with the great big tower.
I saw that in a store earlier this, or late last week, actually. I went there. They had one of those in a box.
Oh, amazing! Yeah, I found some. They were like £5 each. I bought 5 of them for some stupid reason. I spent like £25 to get 5 Green Burps, but I just figured green was a good color to have if you're making brick-built raised base plates and stuff. So
for sure, I appreciate that. Yeah. No, I saw the set they came in that shop earlier. It's giant. That box with the big wind. It's not a windmill. What do they call it? Turbine.
It's really high above the rest of the set.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
They have a weird set, isn't it? That like in itself for Lego. I think there's a story behind it that I saw at some point, but I can't remember.
It's a cool set. I mean, I don't love it for the big windmill part, just because I don't need. I'm not. What am I going to do with that? But I love everything on the base of that. The little building, the green burps, like all of that's fun. So, yeah, people love this, man. I mean, the comments are popping off. We got a bunch of comments. People
appreciate that.
We got.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Glat. Thank you, Trix. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Bricks and Figs Collectibles. You're all way too kind. Thank you, K2. You're all wonderful. And again, and thank you to all you guys who also make incredible mocks in these factions, be it Castle, Space Meets Castle, whatever it may be. I'm not the only one by any means. But this was a fun one. I quite like my lantern design on this. This is just a cone and a 1x1 and a stud on the bottom.
Very straightforward.
I quite like the way that looks. That probably fit well in Pirates as well, I think.
Yeah. Got some fire from Andrew. Let's see. I like the hay wagon. Really great little design.
Yes,
kind of reminiscent of the blue one that came with Lion Knight's Castle. So got some nice. I just like it's clean. Looks good. I also wanted to point out this. I really liked how the gray stone, like rock work on the side of this, led into the actual battlement and the stone.
Yes, they just chisel it out.
I just wanted to point that out. I remember.
I appreciate that. Thank you, man.
On the side here, you see that? All those slopes then kind of bleeding right in.
Well, that's where they get the stone from, isn't it?
Just cut it right out of that stone.
Local stone.
It's really cool. So we got awesomeness here from General Tron. And that is going to wrap it up. We are pushing to 3 hours on this talk. I knew it was going to be a long one, but I mean, man, we got
that's a big
an hour and a half almost 2 hours looking at just the sets and talking about the alt builds. So that's Black Knights, and that's Black Knights and our contribution to the theme as well. So that's kind of what we're going to try to keep doing that in this show. I don't know. We're going to run out of mocks and set designs at some point, but we just have to keep making more, I guess.
Got to keep making it. That's what I mean. Give me some notice, man, and I'll get mocking.
So, but that's what I wanted to kind of make this a something unique about it, and I think sharing our designs and our builds for these themes is kind of helping.
Special double length feature episode, but I think if there's any faction that deserve it, it's the Black Knights. So well done everyone for sticking around. Well done everyone for sticking through from the beginning. And those who didn't, I love the fact that you're going to be able to watch it in post and enjoy that at your leisure. So that's wonderful too. So if you're watching this after the fact, good on you guys as well. That'll do.
That'll do it, man. Black Knights, thank you for sticking around. Like you said, not to reiterate everything you just said, but we appreciate all the follows, the likes, the shares. If you know somebody you think might enjoy listening to some of this stuff, shoot it over to them. Let them know we're up and doing this. And thanks for the people who joined the channel. We just keep slowly just keeps going up. So welcome everyone who's jumped in over the last week. I saw a couple notifications of a couple more people following, so that's cool. But yeah, man, it really helps. And watching it back, if you really do enjoy this, I know we get roughly 20, almost 30 people watching the stream now, which is crazy. Like that's way more than I thought. We would have to work a lot harder to get to that point, but it looks like that's a pretty consistent, thing, especially for these bigger factions. But we get 80, 90, even more sometimes coming through, stopping in, and then, staying for 10, 15 minutes and jumping out, and then they'll go watch it back. That's what I'm getting to. I'm taking a long roundabout way to say, people watching it back, you guys, if you put this on when you're building or sorting, that builds this channel. That's huge. I think that's bigger than I think people realize. So we really appreciate that. So just
have a great week, everyone. Lovely to see you all again, and see you next week, eh?
Yeah, we'll pull up another faction, another theme, and we'll get another show going for you next week. Have a good night, Jim. And
thank you, man.
Yeah, we're gonna get to our Monday day here in the United States. So,
and I'm gonna get ready for. I'm gonna do a bit more mocking. Who am I kidding? But then definitely to bed.
For sure. Take it easy, everybody. That's been another episode of Stop Live.